We're live.
It's Saturday,
It is Saturday, the 24th of May.
2025. Bum 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 bum.
Bum, bum, bum,
This week a man has been found.
bum, 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 bum.
Sick
I
beats,
didn't
man.
really commit to that, if I'm honest. But yeah.
Sick beats, man.
Yeah. All right, hello. Sorry for the squeaky chair. I'm not going to be using it for long, I promise. Anyway, hello everyone. How are we?
I'm intrigued by the fact I haven't been told we're live yet.
Yeah. I mean, folks have...
I say that. There we go. We're live.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, good. We are here. It is happening. I suppose I should probably change that to live chat. I don't know how much of a difference that actually makes for us. I don't think our chat is busy enough for top chat and live chat to actually matter.
Top chat.
Yeah. At any rate, I've changed it to live chat.
Good.
We're live. Good. All right.
How's your week been?
My week has been sleepy. I have had the I have been tired all week. It's been a struggle, man. I had a couple of bad nights sleep at the start on the first half of the week, and just like every night this week I've woken up at about either 5, 6 or 7 a.m. And been like gonna have to get up, take some painkillers, and then come back to bed kind of thing, and just, it's not that I haven't had enough hours of sleep, it's the interruption.
Yeah.
Even though I actually had enough hours, the fact that I woke up at that point and then had to get back to sleep again then just makes me turbo sleepy for the rest of the morning. And yeah, just every day this week I've been sort of getting into work and just sort of been standing at my desk and been like, come on, do some work. Time to work. You've got to work. Got to fix the computers. Get a laptop off the shelf. Fix it. Doesn't matter which one. Just pick one. It doesn't matter. Just fix something. You've got to work. Do something. Now. We're gonna do it now. Let's do it. Just yeah.
I see.
But yes, I started picking up. I picked up a bit more speed, like Thursday and Friday. I definitely got more done. So but yeah.
That's good.
Yes. Is that a different camera angle? Seems like it's kind of looking down. Well, I mean, you may have noticed that something is different, but yeah. The joke hasn't really landed because no one is just like, where's the desk? There's no desk. We're gonna build a new desk. So yeah. Welcome to 50 plus, Graham. 5 a.m. visit for the plumbing is the norm for many. Okay, yes, but also, my guy, I'm not even. I know I'm 30. I'm going to be 39 this year, but I'm not at 40 yet. So yeah, it's a bit too late. Anyway, no desk, only squeaky chair. All right. The joke didn't work. We were going to do the gag where just like we were just going to cold start with no desk and have people be like, where's the desk? And we'd be like, haha, someone took it, ha 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 ha. But whatever.
You suck.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Are we not funny? No, it's the children who are wrong. All right. 90/60 opinions. Need independent reviews. And we need to see what price it actually is. Because, as we know, the MSRP doesn't mean a goddamn thing anymore. So, yeah. That's... Glad that there is at face value it looks good. But, yeah. I have no strong opinions until you can buy one for £350, 16 gigs. Then we'll talk. But, yeah. So yes, we'll see.
I think it depends on whether we see any continued supply of the 5060 Ti, 16 gig.
Yeah.
If the 5060 Ti 16 gig actually has supply and actually satiates that demand, I think it will actually anchor a lot of the pricing across kind of that chain.
Yeah. let's quickly check how it's doing as of today, because I haven't been paying much attention to it.
Yeah.
Let's see, RTX 5060 Ti 16 gig. So Scan have them at the moment
420
for £420.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the point to beat. So because the 9060, so the 9060, that's gonna match a 5060 Ti 16 gig, isn't it? Or close to.
The 9060 XT should be in the same performance window, basically.
Yeah. So if that comes out at £350, then the 5060 Ti is dead. Yeah. Basically.
At that pricing, yeah. Absolutely. But I think it depends on whether there is actually continued supply of the 5060 Ti 16 gig.
Well, because people buy it anyway because of NVIDIA.
Partially, but also the fact of, obviously, if NVIDIA is supplying, say, 100 units, and they normally supply 100 units, and AMD is supplying 50 units, and AMD normally supplies 50 units, there is stock in the market. But if NVIDIA is supplying 7 units and normally supplies 10,000 units, and AMD is supplying 75 and normally supplies 50, they are 25% oversupplying their normal supply, but that's not enough for the market. So the price will have to go up.
Yes, I see what you mean.
There's only so much that the company that is, 1/10 of the market can do. Even if they double their supply, they're still less than 80% of what the market wants.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a case of it depends. If a 5060 Ti 16 gig is actually getting supplied at a level that meets demand, then there is a strong, much better likelihood of us seeing stuff at MSRP.
Let's see how they do, I guess.
Yeah.
Certainly, I think AMD has had time to make sure they really ramp up supply.
Yeah.
Because
but also, there's only so much they can do because you have to order your wafers 18 months in advance.
True. Yeah. Even though the 50 series release has been a flustercluck for months now,
it's still only been 6 of the 18.
Exactly. That's still not enough time for them to have actually wound up production.
Yeah.
So the 5060 vanilla, 5060 vanilla. So okay, I'm really curious to look at frame by frame analysis of the 5060 8 gig because it's an 8 gig card. 8 gigs is bad.
Yeah.
However, and also the fact that it's struggling to beat a 3060 Ti and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not great, but in a vacuum for cards that you can buy today, based on its FPS results, it's not bad.
Its average. Its averages are fine. The problem is its 1% are 8 FPS.
Yeah.
So you're actually playing it 8 FPS.
Yeah. So I forgot to come back to this because we talked about this in the Discord and you pointed that out. Did Hardware Unboxed have 1% listed?
They always do.
Oh, okay. I just didn't spot that then.
It's that you've got the light bar, which is the average, and then the dark bar that's the 1%.
I'm going to quickly bring this up because I think this is a very, very fascinating case in point then, and I want to look at this a sec. I'll throw this up on stream in a sec. I'm just going to bring up the Hardware Unboxed.
Hey, look, I know those guys.
Adamant IT, I see. 5060. Right.
I love the B-roll in that review.
Oh, yeah, the B-roll was absolutely outstanding. Right, pause. All right, let's just do a quick, let's see. Desktop capture. Outstanding.
And then change Chrome. Click on Chrome, and then change the window.
There we go.
See?
You did it. Yeah, all right. So let's just quickly jump to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So 1% lows.
Is the dark one, and
well, that's it. It's in step with everything else. It is a bit low, Okay, for blobs, okay, let's just quickly...
I can't remember which game it was specifically that absolutely just fell apart.
Yeah.
But that's the problem, is there are games where it falls apart.
Yeah.
And...
Well, there's going to be some use case. Also, though, again, I just... This is the thing, is the point I want to make is that, jumping through these, it looks pretty good. Like, look at this. It's going toe-to-toe with the 7800 XT. Granted, this is 1080p, but at face value, it's not bad. However, my concern is that when Hardware Unboxed did their comparison of the 5060 Ti 16 gig versus 8 gig, so what they discovered was even when you had a stable frame rate, there was absolutely horrible degradation. Like there was horrible texture flickering, horrible texture pop-in that was not reflected in the frame rates or the average frame rates. And so that's the thing, is when you look at these numbers, the 5060 8 gig, it looks pretty good, dare I say it, but the problem is like I say, this doesn't show if you're getting that horrible texture flickering and horrible texture pop-in as the card is desperately streaming shit over the PCI Express bus to keep swapping stuff in and out of RAM. And I think that's what we're not seeing here. So like,
I can't remember which one it was. That
I mean, I've gone through a bunch of them and it looks fine. So like, if it falls over in one game, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, it kind of does, because you buy a 16 gig card and it doesn't.
Sure, but broadly speaking, either way,
it's a problem that's fixed by just buying a 16 gig card.
Sure, but I don't know.
16 gig cards are like.
I think it's, however,
the same price.
Yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that we need more information, because based on a typical review like this, where we're just looking at average frame rates in a selection of games, it looks pretty good. Like it, I would almost say maybe I was wrong about 8 gig cards. This seems fine, However, we know that if you actually look at the gameplay footage of this, you're going to see problems. That's where it's going to be. So I'm really curious as to see an analysis of the actual gameplay footage from some of these tests. And I'm hoping that Hardware Unboxed is going to do that and really nail home that. No, seriously, this is why 8 gigs is not good enough. Because they did that for the 5060 Ti 16 gig versus 8 gig. But like I say, from this review alone, you could almost believe that there's nothing wrong with that card. And I think that's interesting.
Because it is possible to hide it in an awful lot of circumstances. But it's also the fact of an awful lot of games are doing an awful lot of work. To try and hide it.
Bold says, everyone is saying 8 gigs of VRAM is not enough, but assuming it's gaming. What about just general use or for normal people who just want to do some office stuff? Then why are you buying a £400 graphics card?
Why are you buying a gaming graphics card if you're not playing video games?
If
it's an office box, you can get away with integrated graphics.
That's it. If it's an office box, it's integrated graphics. So that's the thing. However, if it's a gaming graphics card that is sold as a gaming graphics card and is charging between £300 and £400 for gaming performance, no, 8 gigs is not enough. So other than that, iGPUs are great. Hell, that's it. The modern iGPUs are more than capable of doing all of those things. So also, Tanmay Panadi says, how did I not know about this channel until now? Been a subscriber for the main channel for years. Welcome in to the train wreck that is Two Guys Talk Tech.
Welcome to the web show.
The show on the web where two guys talk about tech. Cool. So yes. Two
guys touch tech.
How does 8 gig of VRAM hold up for VR space? No, will be the answer there. It basically it depends on what you're doing. VR is weird. It depends on exactly what game you're playing. VR is high resolution is the main thing. So
I would assume that there would be approximately 50% more pressure for each effective resolution, because you're having to render each scene twice.
I mean, effectively, because like each screen is relative. Like, it depends on how you're classifying it. Like, are you saying screen resolution per eye, or for the total amount of pixels across both screens, stuff like that? it doesn't matter. The answer is that VR headsets are high-resolution displays. When you're modern VR headset, you're fundamentally driving a 4K display. Is pretty standard. If you're running, like, if we assume that the baseline is a Quest 3 or better, you are effectively driving the equivalent of a 4K display. So yeah.
Is it still that quote-unquote low res?
Well,
it's a total of only 4K.
Well, hang on a sec. Let me just check, because the other thing as well is I can't remember. Hang on a sec. I'm going to go Quest 3 specs. I should have gone to VR Compare. Oh, luckily they're at the top of the... This is why I use DuckDuckGo, because it hecking works. Let's see, the resolution... So the Quest 3 is 2064 by 2208. It's basically 2000 by 2200 per eye. So
yeah, so it's above 4K height, because 4K is 2160.
Yeah, what's 4K width though?
3838.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's a case of it is around that ballpark per eye.
Yeah.
It's because it's roughly 5x4, isn't it?
I guess.
This one? I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, either way, you're running you're running something that is close. You're running something that I think this is why a lot of people say above 4K or 5K.
Oh yeah, per eye.
Yeah. We're saying approximate numbers here, but it's in the same category as 4K gaming, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah. And that's for a Quest 3, which is a mid-range headset.
Yeah.
You know, if you start pushing into high-end headsets, then obviously now you're getting into crazy stuff. Like, what's the Beyond 2 going to be? Beyond 2. Big screen, Beyond 2. Specs. Big screen, Beyond 2. Specs. Micro OLED, blah, blah, blah. Pick your strap. Specs, where are the specs? Tell me the specs. I've got to scroll down further. Right. There we go. Yeah, so the big screen Beyond 2 total resolution is 5120 by 2560. So that's approximately 2500 by 2500 per eye. So it's a little bit higher.
Yeah.
The big screen Beyond isn't a mind-blowingly high resolution headset. That's not what it's about. The big screen Beyond is about being a tiny headset that is also high spec. If you started going into like the what's the Crystal Pimax ones?
Crystal Pimax?
Pimax Crystal or something, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's when you get into like the 8K or 12K ones. And then you're running just bonkers resolution. But I have very little interest in those headsets, because the problem is it's just when you're starting to get into headsets like this, it's just like you need enormous amounts of horsepower to actually drive the headset. And just, a lot of people don't have any interest in those headsets because the headsets are astronomically expensive, and you need an astronomically expensive computer to even drive them.
Yeah.
So
I'm interested. I'm interested in headsets of that resolution because it means that text is legible and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know? So we start pushing into things where I feel like actual quote unquote productivity environments become way more viable.
Yes. Yeah.
So when you're pushing that number of pixels, you can actually read stuff and so on.
Yeah.
Without kind of the text having to be size 72 at
Without
the smallest
squint,
size and squinting at stuff.
We're not that far away, because
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm interested in those headsets, because they exist and they make that usable. I'm imagining that, give it another 5 years, that price will have come down.
Yeah. Well, I say this because like I'm doing this with the Quest 3 right now. Like obviously I've said this before. I think I can't remember where I've said this, so I'll just say it again for brevity. But at the moment, because sitting is painful for me, I spend most of my weekends lying on my back on the floor of my living room with my Quest 3 on, using virtual desktop, which puts two big screen TVs floating in space above me, and I just look up at two screens. That's how I'm using my computer at home most of the time at the moment. because lying on my back is the only way to really be comfortable.
Have you tried watching any TV series?
Yeah, I watch TV. I watch TV. I watch YouTube while I'm doing it. I play a lot of games with my gamepad while I'm doing that at the moment.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, right now I'm playing a lot of Dead Cells. I'm playing Dead Cells on a massive fucking TV that's floating in my face. It's great. And also, because I've got one of these at home, I am very adept with trackpads because I use them all day, every day. I do most of my video editing with one of these keyboards in VR now.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
I'm remarkably fast at editing this way. Like, yeah, I'm not going to pretend.
Having to use that trackpad for anything more than the merest of interactions is, I'm sure, an exercise in frustration.
I've gotten good.
As it randomly goes, did you want charms?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that happens a lot. The bloody charms bar slides out a lot, and I'm like, oh! But however, this is the thing. When I was faced with a situation where I was just like, it's the weekend. I've got my Sunday and Monday at home. Sitting at my desk is literally painful.
Yeah. And
I've got the standing desk, but there's only so long that you can stand up for before just your legs ache. I said this when I was streaming on Thursday. I said, someone said, "Oh, Sophie's choice." My Sophie's choice is I can sit in a chair and be in pain, or I can be standing and my legs are aching because I've been standing for a long time. That's my life right now, However, laying on my back, completely fine. So suddenly, I'm pretty well incentivized to get bloody good with a trackpad because it's all I can do. I am limited in the amount of things that I can do.
For a moment, the horrid thought that you were editing using a gamepad.
No. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Just needs must. The past 5 months, I've really had to dig deep and think, right, these are the facilities I've got available. What can I do with the equipment I've got available to me? And so doing that, bringing it around full circle again, reading text in virtual desktop, I wouldn't say it's comfortable, but it's certainly doable. And there is a compromise between making the text I want to make the screens big enough so the text is clear enough, but not so big that I'm having to pan my head around, which when I'm laying with my head on a pillow with the back of the headset digging into the pillow, moving your head around that much isn't super comfortable. You can do it, but it's more sort of going, So I generally have things so my top screen with Discord and stuff on it is going just off my top field of view. So I just have to sort of go, oop, just to look up a little bit. And it's fine. But that's with the Quest 3, know. With with a slightly higher resolution headset, you'd be gold. So, the technology is very much here now. But on the other hand, though, as I say, if you want to buy anything more than a Quest 3, you're basically paying £700 or £800 plus for the kit, and that's a lot of money. Whereas the Quest 3, sitting at like £400, I think it is at the moment, is incredibly affordable as someone who wants to get into VR. That's basically your only choice for mid-range VR right now. So but also again, the Quest 3 being a modest resolution is also a good thing because most people I know who are into VR and playing VR chat and stuff like that, they're in that thing where we've got enough money to buy into VR as our hobby, but we're not rich enough to buy top-end equipment, and there is an anxiety about having something fast enough to run to get the best you can out of it. And so mid-range graphics cards are a subject. The 3060 12 gig was an incredibly popular card for VR chat players because it was a cheap card with lots of VRAM. And when you're playing VR chat, you want a lot of VRAM because when you're in a VR chat meetup and each person in the room is taking up 300 or 400 megs of VRAM, if you go to a big meetup where there could, some of the meetups I've been to are 80-person instances. Now, there's not going to be 80 people visible at any given time, but in some of the larger rooms, you could have up to 40 people in your field of view at a given moment. And if you've got 8 gigs of VRAM, you're going to crash.
Yeah.
Unless you, and so at that point, you then have to do avatar culling, which means you say only display the closest 10 people, for example. So, you can solve these problems, but that's diminishing your experience because you're at this cool meetup where there's a whole crowd of people, but half of them are just blue triangles saying there's a person here, but we can't load that avatar because you were out of VRAM.
Yeah.
So yeah. It
does feel like it's also though that in a way we're not going to get massively further forward on some of that until someone like IdTech decides to really hammer on it.
This is a multifaceted issue. There are many problems for this, like coming onto VR chat specifically. This is to do with inefficiencies in VR chat as a program because of spaghetti code, and it's also it's inefficiencies in VR chat as a game. It's inefficiencies in the avatars because everyone wants to have 4K textures with 12 different outfits on their avatar. I've seen people join meets with avatars that register at 700 megs of VRAM, and like as soon as you see, and when that person loads in, you will feel your frame rate drop by about 10 FPS, and you as soon as someone pops in, you'll see a stutter. You'll be like, oh, and whoever just popped in, you're like, hold on a minute, and you just sort of you laser them. Check their avatar specs because you can point at any avatar and it will show you the spec of the avatar, and you see just red text 700 megs. Block that shit. Get out of my VRAM. So yeah.
What do you think I am?
Yeah. So that that's an issue. Is everyone wants to look pretty in VR chat. No one wants to optimize their shit. Everyone complains of low frame rates. So it's a multifaceted issue, and there is no single solution to this.
Oh yeah, but it's also kind of a case of obviously the fact of we haven't had anyone come up with approximate squares for VR.
Sorry, say that again.
We haven't had anyone come up with approximate square roots.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yes.
No one has had that. Oh, I've just found something that gives us 16 million % more performance.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so multifaceted problem, and there are many causes for it, and it's all games. Optimizing for VR chat specifically, it's a lot like optimizing for Java Minecraft. It's really hard to tell what you're scaling on at any given moment, and your bottlenecks can swing wildly depending on the situation. But,
and it's one of those things where it kind of feels like basically you need to fundamentally just rebuild the entire thing with knowledge that you've gained from the existence of it, but to do so would break literally everything, literally everywhere, and every single user would complain about it.
Yeah.
But you're like, but it's 700% faster, and everyone's like, yeah, but my avatar no longer works. You're like, yeah, okay.
It was extremely funny that my friend who hosts the meets that I usually go to on Friday nights, there was a phase where for a long time, every week, like clockwork, multiple people would complain and say like, oh, the world that you've hosted us in tonight is really inefficient and slow, because some worlds are just, there's too many post-processing effects, there's too many gadgets and toys in the world, and interactive systems that are, again, have overheads, And so every week he would be getting complaints saying, oh, this world sucks, it's not optimized and stuff like that. And so there was one week where he just said, fuck it, we're going to one's optimized box. And this is a world which is literally just a Tron box with a grid in it. And we did, just the entire meet that night was just all of us standing just in a grid box. And everyone's like, what are we doing here? And he's like, is this optimized enough for you? And we're like, actually, yeah, I'm getting great frame rates.
I feel like you could go maybe a little bit in the other direction, and maybe you could texture the box.
No, textures require VRAM.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. I'm an AMD buyer. But should we build a desk?
Yes, let's build a desk. Right, let's get into it, folks.
I'll reposition the camera and stuff when we've put stuff on the floor and worked out where we're putting stuff.
TFT says Rift S had better pixel density for text comparing to the Meta Quests. Are you sure? I mean,
Wasn't
maybe
the Rift S what you had?
Yeah, I mean the Rift S is potato resolution, but like I don't know. The Quest 1 and 2 were not exactly outstanding resolution, I'll give you that. The Quest 3 was a massive step up.
The Rift S was at a level where I was just like, if I bought this, I would be disappointed.
Yeah, however, it's cheap. That's the thing. The Rift S was cheap and simple. That's why I like the Rift S.
There is no price that I would have liked it.
Yeah, maybe, but cheap and simple. And like those two things.
I'm only one of those.
Yeah,
I'll let you pick.
Yeah, do AMD cards do VR well? Yes, they do. When I borrowed Caradog's 7900 XTX, I went, I swapped that into my computer and did all my usual VR stuff. No problem whatsoever. I didn't change a thing. Everything was fine. Everything was great. No issues at all. So yeah.
Do you ever get people walk in and go, I was looking and I couldn't find you because I was looking for 38 Salisbury Street?
Oh, no.
Just because I noticed how much that B looks like an 8 on this.
I see what you mean. Whenever I'm writing down my address, I always use a little b.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think and if you asked me why, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But now I think about it, I think it's because at some point I have thought of this and used a little b just because that's a lot more readable.
It's a lot harder to mistake a little b for an 8. So yeah.
Graham, stream seems a little choppy.
We're getting occasional encoder overload.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if we can change that whilst we're live. So yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just open.
Yeah,
maybe check. I saw a slight stutter just then.
Yeah.
Maybe just check Task Manager and just see if something's ragging the CPU or something like that. Like make sure the CPU isn't just pegged or whatever. I'm going to go and get the. Actually, I'll get the countertop in a minute. I'm going to start unboxing. Whoop. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I'll see if we can change anything on the preset whilst we're live.
Did you lower the bitrate a little bit because YouTube was being pissy about the settings we were running?
No, I increased it to meet their minimum. Because we were below their minimum, so I increased it to meet their minimum.
Fair enough, yeah.
Oh, you can apparently change the target usage whilst you're live, so I'll swap that target usage and see what that does.
Cool. All right. We have tweaked some things, so yeah. All right.
Note, if you purchase the set, the tabletop and frame will be shipped separately.
They were indeed.
Very well.
Cool. All right.
Ah, yes. Boy, I do love my Electris Verstelbeer's Tischengestell.
I'm trying to think of a incorrect German term for this. Electronic desk upper or something like that, you know. Okay, right. Do you want to go wide angle and bring it down slightly? Caradog approaching you rapidly. Right, I'll move back a little bit. Right. Okay, the box is at the bottom of the frame at the moment, so if we can go a little bit, yeah, that should do. Yeah, this is going to be leg stream for a bit while we build this thing up. Oh. Right. I should probably explain what we're doing, if it's not already apparently obvious. We have a new desk. Right. Yeah. FlexiSpot reached out to me again. So yeah, FlexiSpot previously hooked me up with my desk at home, the one that I did the video on. And they recently reached out and they were just like, hey, do you want to do a thing again? We're doing integrations. And
you will be integrated.
Yes, and just for explanation of the language, integration means a 60-second ad read, basically. And they said, we have no budget for this, but we can send product. And I'm just like, cool. And so basically they said, yeah, we'll send you another desk if you do a 60-second integration. So I was like, sure thing. That means we can get a desk for the podcast table. So we have another desk. This isn't one of the fancy 4-poster ones like I've got at home. As much as I would have loved like the big 4-poster one here, I get what I'm given.
It's the E6W Max, with
Yeah.
W, I presume, being white.
Yes, I requested a black one, but they were out of stock of the black, so they were just like, "Can we send you a white one?" I was like, "Sure." Color doesn't matter to me. So yeah, this is an E6. This is an E6 Max. And we've got a countertop to go with it as well.
Do you know what one that one is?
That I cannot remember. I cannot remember. I'd have to dig back through. The one on the YouTube desk, which again we built on stream ages back, is a much older model. But yeah, this one, this is the E6. The E6 is their current series, and this one is, again, they're all dual motor, 120 kilogram lift capacity, I think, which again should be completely fine for our usage. Yeah. I'll give you that while I start pulling things out of the box. So yeah, this specific stream is not sponsored content, just for the record. However, they did say, "Oh, please post on your Instagram and stuff like that." I was like, I don't do Instagram and such like. However, I've got a podcast. We'll build it on the podcast. So yeah, whatever. From dusk till dawn. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to build this.
Apparently, the maximum load capacity is 100 kilos.
100? Oh, I thought it was higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit disappointing.
Apparently, your maximum speed is 25 millimeters per second.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 100 is a bit lower than I thought. I thought it was 120, but that's still good enough. Because yeah, like the countertop is probably what, 20 kilograms, something like that. We'll check what's written on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you factor that in, that basically means that the desk has the ability to lift a person laying on top of it. So yeah. So it's completely fine for our use case.
The height adjustment is between 600 mils and 1250 mils.
Yeah, how many grams is that? Probably about 3.
I hope not.
Not literally, but
I hope 80 kilos is not 3 grams.
I don't know my weight in kilograms. I only know my weight in stone.
I would accept, but still think there was something wrong if it was 2 grams. You are not 140 centimeters tall.
Right, that's probably going to be the power supply, the control box, the power cable, the power cable, the power supply.
With a mini fit 6-pin.
Yeah, that's what they use. Oh. Every one of these seems to have a different. There's no design consistency between their control boxes on the FlexiSpot desks. Each one of them I've seen has a different control box.
Is it just the cheapest ones they could get that week?
I guess, which I just find very strange. Not that it matters. The functionality will be the same, but right. I'm just going to take all the packaging off, and then we'll get to building. Oh, other way around. A white desk seems doomed to a future paint job. I mean, yeah, it's just the frame. You'll never see the frame.
I feel like if you're looking at the frame of a desk, you've got other problems.
Yeah. Design consistency would be useful feedback. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't bother me. You know, they all have the same functionality. It's just a bit strange, you know.
Yeah. I guess the only way you'd really be able to tell without asking them is by having a need to order
this one
5 or 6 of them at once.
Yeah. Oh, this one's got, yeah, this one does have the USB charger on the side. It's got dual USB on the side, which is nice. It's got a Type C and a Type A. That's more than my one at home has got. Have to check. Oh, it does have the outputs on it. The Type A is a Quick Charge 3, and the Type C is 45 watt power delivery. Hey, not bad. Yeah, you can run a small laptop off of that. I'm surprised by how. That's one thing that I do like about these ones, is that the USB chargers they put on these are actually useful.
Yeah.
Like when I got my one at home, I fully expected it to be some miserable 5 volt 1 amp output.
Yeah.
You know, just a dumb USB output. And when I actually checked the spec on it, I was like, oh wow, this can power a small laptop. I was like, wow, fair play. They actually, like, yeah, they put something that was actually useful on it. Right, box, remove.
Are there things that go on the legs to make the feet bigger?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
I was just looking down going, I hope so. There should be.
I was looking at that. I was like, those are very small feet. I do not trust the stability here. Where is your knife?
All right. RTFM, yes. What is the Dell XPS behind me? It's a Studio XPS. That's this thing down here.
Oh.
Yeah, just an old Dell. Yeah.
You can tell which bits are plastic.
Yeah, you can, can't you? Yeah. Yeah, some old Windows 7 thing that's being retired this week. I think it was Windows 7 era. Yeah, 7 Home Premium. So, yeah, old being retired, being replaced with a Lenovo.
With a Xeon in it.
No. There we go. There's the actual feet. So,
look at that.
So yeah, these. That will go on like that.
Oh, I see, because the top bit's actually for the desk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interestingly, they've integrated the motors right into this one, whereas the other ones, both that one and the one I've got at home, the motors are external. So that's a really clean design.
That's neat.
Yeah. Oh. FlexiSpot seems to be one of those companies where they just keep making new SKUs. So again, there's just no continuity between them because each time they make a new one, they just update it a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. They've got adjustable feet on there.
Yeah. Apparently, we're still getting choppiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the encoder overload.
Yeah.
I don't entirely know what we can do about that.
I mean, if it's going to continue to be choppy, then let's just stop and restart the stream on different settings. Like what?
Well, yeah, I just don't know what we can do about that to change the settings, because I've already dropped the encoder settings.
I mean, drop to a lower bit rate, or let's have a look. Right. Yeah. Have we got? Let's get rid of you. Get rid of you, just in case open websites were eating things. Yeah, just the encoder is just getting topped out. Let's see. We were streaming at high res last week and we didn't have this problem.
Yeah.
Output, streaming, target usage, medium quality. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could drop the target usage again. I tell you what, let's just do a quick experiment. I'm just going to slap it on best speed. This might tank the quality, but let's just see what that does, if anything, and just see if that solves our problem. That profile, I don't think is going to do much. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it just did it again. I don't think that's changing anything. I'm not sure that I'm not sure that changing this is doing anything right now. I think we have to restart the encoder for this to make a difference.
Yeah.
So let's set it back to medium, and I'm going to.
Oh well, we don't have to kill the actual stream though, do we?
No, we can just hit stop and go on OBS without killing the stream. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to fade to black.
Yeah. I'm just going to hit stop streaming.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We're going to fade to black because we're going to hit stop streaming.
Oh, yes. Okay, right. We're going to very quickly fade. Okay. All right, we should be back. I'll just put in chat. Yeah. Hi again. Yeah, cool. Refresh if you can't see us. There we go. Okay, right.
And what does Task Manager say?
Let's see how that's looking. Video decode. Okay, our video decode has dropped significantly. So we might have lost a bunch of quality, but yeah, it looks like even if you change the profile midstream, it lets you apply it, but it doesn't actually change it. So yeah, the same thing happens if you try and change the bitrate midstream, but that has solved it. So changing the profile will fix it. So dropping to medium probably would have been enough. What were we on previously? Best?
We were on like one above medium.
Oh, one above medium. Yeah. Okay.
I think it was.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, let's do that for now. Right, let's carry on for now, and we'll review later and just see. We'll review later. I'll put that there, and we'll see what the quality ends up being like, and we'll sort it out. All right, we're live again. Hello. All right. You are allowed to sit on the stool, but you don't.
It's all right. I was about to, hopefully engage, because we're going to actually get on with the doing of the things.
We're doing something together, like friends. Right?
Yes, Graham.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this heckin' thing together. Right, there's all the bolts and stuff.
A, B, C, D, E, F. Allen key.
Screws for keypad. Oh, screws for keypad. They missed a C out of it.
That's not how you spell screws.
Right. Okay, right. Number one, assemble the beams. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Am I going to put some cardboard down? I don't think I need to be honest. I think we'll be fine. All right, here we go. Yeah. Right. Right, what beams have they got there? We've got that.
Have they got numbers on or anything like useful like that?
Right.
Also, do you know what
sets.
size your top is?
Yeah, it's 180mm wide.
Okay, only because there's possibly sizing on the beams for how big it is.
Yes. Okay, right. I'm going to lay these out just so I can figure out which one is which. Oh yeah, 1500 to 1800 desks. Okay. Right, what shape are those? I'm trying to figure out, because we've got 4 of these cross bits, and I need to figure out which one is actually which. Let's lay those out.
What are the screws?
Yeah, if you bust out screws. Right, so they're doing that to there, that to there. Okay, right, I've nearly figured this out. Hold on.
I guess that's one way of doing a Allen key. Allen.
Oh, these things are only ever so slightly different, so it's really hard to tell which ones need to go where. Right, I need that. There's no like arrows to be like this way up to get to give you a starting orientation for what I'm looking at. And then I think that. So those wouldn't go together, so that can't be right unless. Yeah, that can't be right.
I do enjoy their manufactured Allen key. Just.
That's very strange. My fly is down. I will double check that momentarily. All right. Caradog, can you catch up on chat while I stare at this and figure it out? Because I'm splitting my attention at the moment.
That is fine. Done. I will pay attention to them in due course.
Okay.
They will receive attention.
That goes like that, and then one of them goes. How in the hell?
How do you work?
Yeah, all right. That picture, I think, is the one that I want. That makes it clearer.
Ah, that's a bag strap.
Oh, there we go. Now I've got some bits to fit together. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, we want... Right. I got it.
Watch a YouTube video on how to assemble it. Here's my YouTube video on assembling this desk for people who are making YouTube videos about assembling this desk.
Where's the notch? The notch is there. The notch is there. All right. Okay, right. And have they told us which screws to use? Yes, I need screw A.
Excellent. Where is the bag? There's the bag.
You're in charge of screws, Carado. Come on.
Yeah, I was doing things.
All right. Oh, I'm going to catch up on chat then. Right. Is my fly down? My fly is not down. You are troelling me.
Does that go on the end? Did I pick the right one?
It is. It is correct. And I think we need... Right. Oh, I lie. Okay, sorry, I'm one ahead. I need screws C and D. So I'm going to swap back. Yep.
You need C.
C. Thank you.
Get seed. Get deed.
There we go. Good.
Okay.
Oh,
Box
okay.
cutter.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's for cutting boxes. We had boxes. Okay.
And I need their natty tool thing because I've actually got to drive the nut on this one.
Receive.
Nut driver.
Yes. I guess that's yeah, that works as an integration. That does honestly feel like you're just stripping the blazes out of it.
It's because it's a locking nut and it really feels that way. But also, like, it's metal, so like I find it hard to believe that I'll be able to strip a metal thread.
And yet here we are. Highest quality cheese.
You know what? I'm going to leave it there. It's not going to fall out. That's yeah, that's not the most convincing.
Ugh.
We'll see. Oops. Right, so that one seemed to time. Dunno. They ain't coming out.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, we're actually starting to cruise now.
I was going to say, I agree with the consensus of you definitely can strip the threads.
Really? Yeah. Damn. I like metal on metal with just like this tool. Like if I had like a huge wrench or something, I would say yes, but yeah, I'll go a little bit easier on that. I didn't think it would be that easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, fair enough.
Maybe, again, the highest quality cheese.
Yeah.
Instead of actual metal.
Yeah, not super impressed by these particular nuts. However, like these aren't like load bearing per se. These are just here to stop to set the width and stop it from coming apart, which it was absolutely going to serve its purpose for. There we go. Right, that's that done. Okay, right. Am I on shot? I will be in a moment.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go down slightly more on the camera to give more?
Yeah, I'm
forwards?
going to pull back. So
okay.
Yeah.
Before you paint yourself into a corner.
Yes. Okay, right. So we need the two end bits. Are these identical? Yes, they are. Okay, right.
Actually, this one's left keyed, but only on the right side.
Yes. Okay, good. Right, we're on shot. That's going to go there, and these are going to screw on. So that bit goes out and they're going to go onto there. So that one's going to go there. That's going to come out to here.
Is this one the one
now
you
we need
required
A.
A's?
Yep.
Excellent.
And I'm definitely going to need that heckin' cider in a minute. Cool. All right. I'll line them up as I go. Yeah.
No. I was going to try and just...
Oh, you were going to do that in.
I was just going to try and drop them in, but that did not work.
Yep. Heavy metal.
Oh, do you only need 4?
Dave Weldon says, Graham, not impressed with these particular nuts, as Caradog stands over him.
I've seen better. I've seen things you wouldn't even imagine. How the fingers? Like that.
Right. Dak gun. All right. Now we're going to flip this over and do the same thing to the other side. So I am...
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Right. Okay. I'm going to bring it upright, move it back, and then lay it down again.
Yeah, sure.
And we need to move it at the same time so we don't just twist the beam, basically. Yes. And coming down. Cool. Right, and same again. Now, thank you all. Whoop. Please don't scream, my headphones are set to 70%. This is a choice. We do occasionally raise our voices, I'm afraid.
We do have a limiter.
Come on, there we go.
F1 pit stop.
Oh, this hole isn't lining up. Oh, there we go, I think I got it.
How'd you get a lot? How?
The problem is because everything is very heavy, it will just bend the metal.
Yeah.
However, now we've got 2 metal beams on this, that should have gone fairly rigid now. Not that I'm going to put it to the test, but... Okay. What's next? All right, now we're going to put the feet on. Right, we're going to go upright. Yep. And I'll just move it roughly to the middle of the shot. Yep. Pull those out. Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness, there we go.
And now these go on there. And we're going to attach those with screw B.
B. Luckily, it's a long one.
Whew. We brought a mechanised tool to the party. Caradog, because I forgot to bring mine. Technically, we shouldn't need a drill for doing this. However, we might need a drill to put the top on at the end of it all. Because the countertops for these FlexiSpot desks, it's a bit pot luck if the screw holes on them are drilled or not. And this is personally, this is a complaint I have with them, is that they come with some holes drilled in them. But again, because FlexiSpot clearly have just too many SKUs, they can't drill holes for every one of their SKUs. So it's just luck of the draw whether you have to drill holes for the top or not, which I think is a bit odd considering you've bought the countertop from FlexiSpot for your FlexiSpot and you have to drill holes in it. I'm just like, no, you guys need to sort that out in my opinion, but... Oh, I've just gone completely off here. My days. Haven't got a single one of mine on yet.
It's okay, I'll go brrr.
I need to get at least one of them threaded just so I'm actually lined up. Alright, there you go. I think you can DACA those now. Oh. Nice.
Whee!
Great success.
Excellent. You might even be able to get this level with the...
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. They're good desks. You could.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
no.
Yeah.
I meant more the floor.
Oh, I see. Yes, yeah. As a special treat, you know.
As a special treat.
Yeah. Cider, yes, imminently. Okay, right. Install the hand control. Yeah. All right. So.
How do I install the hand control when there isn't a big bit of wood to install it on?
Well, now you put the big bit of wood and install it. Oh, okay, you're right. Okay, now we need to flip it upright. So. Okay, so...
Which way are we going?
We're going to roll toward the camera. Yes. This one's so light compared to my one at home. The heckin'... I can't remember which one it is I have at home. I think it's the E6... No, this one's the E6
E7.
Max. Oh,
I think
was it an E7?
E7?
Yeah. Yeah, the big four-poster one I had was just... Each leg was like 20 kilograms, and there was 4 legs or something like that. It was astronomical.
How many kilos can it take?
That one can lift like 200, something like that, 240 or something.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like it's a monster. The one at home, you know. Part of me really wanted to put it here in the shop and just have the ultimate desk for the shop, but also. I was like, yeah, but if I have this at home, now I have the ultimate home desk. And my home desk at the moment is built of MDF with some old kitchen countertop literally balanced on top. So
yeah, I think if I did that, if I got one of these, I'd get that one and then have like a 2 meter deep piece by like 2.4.
Yeah.
And basically almost centrally place that in the room.
Yeah.
Because then you can effectively work on it on 2 directions because of how wide it is.
Right. Okay, I'm going to go and get a hecking cider because Cara got cider and I'm just like, oh, I've been wanting that.
I walked in with it and you did just kind of go, oh, I kind of want to drink this now. And I was just like, oh, well, what about putting it in the fridge?
Here's your frozen cake in a can.
Excellent.
We are drinking Brothers today. This is Brothers...
Would you like some non-frozen cake in a box?
Brothers Toffee Apple. I'm going to go with just a drink for the start with. There we go. Can the camera zoom out? Yeah. Can we go wide angle? I did say that originally.
We did.
What happened
This
to
is
that?
much wider than we were. How much wider did you want?
Yeah, just go full wide. Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, that's what I had in mind from the start. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, wow, what lens is on there at the moment?
My 18 to 105.
18. Wow.
So that's 18, and then that's 105.
Wow, that's got a lot of range on it. That lens. Oh, that's good.
My one is excited.
Oh, right, yes. I was getting very confused, and then I realised what was going on. Yeah. More on in chat. All right. Slurp ASMR. Sorry, everyone.
It got extremely excited, and then now is just fizzing just enough that I can't fully open it, because then it will go...
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, skill issue.
What did you do to me?
I don't know.
Did you let me kick it around?
No. Put it to one side and drink it in a minute or something.
Where is... No, I will have to empty it into a pint glass. Hold on.
All right. The thing was, it's not a boot in a... I see what you mean. No, it is... I can't get to it. There's stuff in front of it. Over there, it's the other microscope, but there's a mouse mat draped across the arm, and from this angle, it literally looks like a foot. I completely understand that, but it's not. I'll move it just to destroy the image.
What?
Okay. Look yeah. It looks like a foot. There we go. I've unmade it. All right. I went to do that and completely missed. Right.
Now that I've gone out, is the positioning still okay, or do we want to...
It's fine, yeah. I actually prefer it this way. Like, you know, like we can see some of the softbox and stuff like that, but I actually like this.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I just didn't know if we needed to go...
We're on shot, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've said this before, but like now and then on occasion, I like to let people see behind the curtains kind of thing as a special occasion kind of thing. So like, yeah, this is the extreme wide shot that normally people don't see. So yeah. Right. Think. Instructions. Right, we need the countertop is going on now. So, let me think. I'm going to lift it up before I do that. I'm going to just quickly plug this in just so I can get the desk to go up, and that will make it a lot easier to drill in the countertop and such.
This one is mostly slush. That's why it's fizzing so much.
Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah.
That's how much liquid is left.
Oh, no. The freezer compartment is actually doing its job at the moment.
Which is the first time in ages.
Yeah, well, the reason why the freezer compartment in the fridge has always been a bit down flannel is I had just the whole thing turned down fairly low because I was like, there's a loaf of bread and some butter in there. It doesn't need to be turned up. However, the issue is that it was always filling with water. There was condensation dripping off the freezer compartment all the time. So I cranked it up so it would actually freeze the water.
Yeah.
Which it's now actually doing. Right, let's plug this thing in temporarily just so we can make it go up, and then we'll put the desk on top of it. Right. So, I need cables.
There's one of them.
Thank you. Right. That goes on there.
That's basically the same power supply as Fanatec uses.
DC. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's probably, just a commodity. Just for posterity, this is a 52 watt. Yeah, 52 watt power supply. 29 volts, 1.8 amps. So yeah, and it'll be a commodity unit. There's no need for them to roll their own. Okay.
Dad, how wide do they expect you to have this?
Yeah, I guess it's just because, like this is the maximum width this particular desk will go to anyway. Oh, let's turn that off. Let's plug everything into it first. Okay, right. Trashing the joint. All right.
Does it matter which one's left and right?
No, because they're going to go up and down evenly, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, because the motor's in the foot, isn't it? It's not. I was just wondering if there was a direction of turn for the mechanism, but obviously there isn't.
All right, move out the way so people can see the thing go up. Not that it's going to be that exciting, but...
Well, now you have to sit on it.
Oh, I'll set the safety lock is on. These things always come with the safety lock dialed up to maximum. They have a built-in safety lock, so if something is jamming it, like there's a child underneath the desk or something, it will detect a block and stop. And it always comes with that dialed up to absolute maximum level, which is so much that the desk literally will not function. So let's see if I can remember how to change that. I can't remember how to change that. I'm going to read the manual again. Oh.
Where is the manual?
Manual? Let's see. Child lock, no. Error code, obstacle reversal, sensitivity adjustment. Right, press and hold the up and down buttons for 3 seconds to switch sensitivity levels. Okay. A1. A0. Okay, let's try that. There we go.
Yes.
It's really quiet, this one.
That's nice. How high did it say it went? Oh yeah, 1250. That's not 1250. That's, yes, there we go.
I was going to say...
No. I was looking at that. I was like, hold on, that's not 1250.
There we go. That's as high as it will go, yeah. That says it's, oh yeah, 1250, yeah, 125, yeah.
Do you have a measuring implement that can do 1250?
Not here. My tape measure is at home. I was going to bring that with me because when we set it up, I wanted to make sure that the feet were the correct width. Because one of the things that I'm paranoid about with these is having the legs like that.
Yeah.
And I meant to bring that home to make sure that we could actually just lift it and set it down just to make sure that it's settled correctly and stuff. But did you want to check the accuracy or something?
Only to see where it was actually measuring to, because is it this point here that is 1250 off of the ground, or is 1250 the top of the desk?
I think they're calibrated to the top of the frame.
Yeah. Because that would be the most logical thing to me.
Yeah, because there's no way they can know how tall your countertop is. So yeah.
It's basically a breakfast bar.
All right. Hello, Mike.
What's next?
Next is me actually reading the chat as a special treat.
No, ignore them. Tell them they have to super chat to get recognised.
No.
Yes, Graham. Do it. Do it for the bit. Do it for the bit.
Cool. Right, I think we're there. Okay, right. I mean, if we're going to do a bit, then I'll sit on it and go up and down, which you're not supposed to do, but, you know.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
You weigh the same as 12 crisp packets. Big crisp packets, M&S ones.
Right, I'm going to put in 120 as 4. There we go. And I'm going to bring that down to 90, and I'm just going to dial in a couple of settings. Basically just an up and a high and a low setting, effectively. Right, 90 is a standard desk height, if my memory serves me, isn't it?
I don't know. I will find out imminently. Oh. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's how tall mine is. But also, I'm now going to go...
Yeah, about that.
90 is about right for what we want.
There we go. So, yes. Her.
Raise me like one of your French ladies.
Oh. It's not as confident with me on top of it, but... I am the one and only. Okay, that's enough. I would have gotten off, but I'm just like, I don't know, that started going very high for a moment, so...
You're suddenly just like, ah yes, I am also injured.
Yes, I don't want to hop off of this, because I would be hopping off onto my bad legs, so...
I don't want to hop off of this. I am injured. I'm also old now. I can't do the stupid things I did when I was a teenager.
I mean, I can, but, you know...
Once!
Right.
Is it time for the bench top?
I'll actually put the countertop on it now. Right, let's put all of that to one side.
So what do these bits do?
Oh, yes, actually, there is a...
do these go on the end or something?
Yeah. Could you pass me one of those? Yeah, so those are going to go... I think those just go... Yeah, I think those go like that.
If they do...
Yeah, that's confirmed, yeah.
They block up 2 holes on the end. which is interesting.
Yeah, but there's no other. That's what the instructions say. But then again, like maybe there's another SKU of this where they had slightly different struts and
yet
things like,
another one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about
Which
with these
screws do
flexi
they
spots. Is that
use?
there's no consistency with the design kind of thing. It works, but you look at these and you're like, my guys, you've got you need to decide what you're doing with this.
It tells you to provide your own screws for adding a countertop.
Oh, that sucks. I assumed that they would have had some. My E7 came with screws.
What?
Oh, that's a pain in the ass. The annoying thing is I've got screws at home that I, again, would have bought in if I'd remembered. Have we run out of screws then? Is there nothing else?
No, it just says customer to provide next to the screw.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. However, the packet did come, it came with screws. We don't need screws, we've got screws.
We need E. No, I was checking which ones we needed for these, and we require
okay.
E.
You get those, I'm going to get the countertop.
E.
E.
Oh, this one's got thread lock on it. There you go. We have lots of Fs and haven't yet used the Fs. So I'm assuming the Fs are for the countertop.
We get some Fs in chat.
This is a big block of wood.
Okay. I'm trying to read chat and stand out the way at the same time. Do you have to do the FlexiSpot rise thing with the top? Isn't that YouTube? I'm just writing because it's funny. Put it upside down to install the countertop. You can, but then you've got to flip it with the countertop on top. And I just think that's harder. So yeah.
I was going to say, given you can put this up to 1.25 meters, getting underneath it's not that hard.
Yeah. Like, the instructions tell you to build it upside down. But as I say, once you do that, you've then got to flip the entire table over. And I think it's easier to get underneath it, personally. I understand the logic of both methods, but I think this is an easier way to do it. However, when you buy your FlexiSpot, with my link...
Where's your link?
It's not in the description, yeah.
Where is your link, Graham?
I don't have it.
I specifically told you to get me one.
I don't have it.
Damn it.
You can build... When you get your FlexiSpot, you can build it any way you like.
Good. What colour did they give you? Have they given you fake beach?
Yeah, I asked for beach. Generic light coloured desk.
That's nice.
I've got the bamboo at home, and the bamboo's really nice.
I enjoy the way this looks on the camera, just as you're fiddling with the box and parts coming over your shoulder.
Okay.
Excellent.
I didn't think this through.
Good. What's your next move?
Right. Next, the holes are on the bottom, and it has pre-drilled for there, so that's going to go at the back. So I'm going to do this. Then, are you able to get the bottom and lift up?
Yeah.
And we're going to level. And just stick it on top for a sec. There we go. Whew. Right, now I'm going to get all of this out of the way. Monster Sink doorway.
Oh, that would be particularly funny if that was just in the way and then you just kind of vanished off shot.
I mean, yeah, with some forethought, you could set up a gag for that. Yeah. Just walk through and then be like, Mr. Tumnus, what are you doing here? Right. Good. Right. slightly shorter than the desk it's replacing. It's 180 centimeters instead of 200 centimeters. However, it's deeper. So we've lost a little bit of length, but we've gained a bunch of depth. And also, the other thing I've got is I've got a clamp arm mount for a monitor. So the bench monitor that we normally have on the right end, well, stage right end, we'll be able to have a monitor just hanging off the end, so we'll recover space there as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, I'm going to peer under here and just see if any of the screw holes actually align, because they may or they may not. I think they will actually. Right, let's Nope, they don't. Right, we're going to need to measure this. The frame is slightly narrower than the pre-drilled holes. There we go. Right, that's front to back aligned. Eyeballing it, that looks about right, but we'd need to measure it. We can get that with the calipers though. I'm going to have a very dusty back.
Where are the calipers?
They're here. Ah. Right.
How do I calipers?
Yeah. Nope, that's not going to work. Oh, it's just too long for the calipers. Okay, we're up to the second knurling. And yeah, it is too far to the right. Ooh, that moved a lot easier than I thought it was going to. Right, that's up to the center of the thumb wheel. Okay. That's up to the inside end of the thumb wheel. There we go. Right, that's centered. So now I need to do front and back. That'll do, to be honest. I'm going to put one hole in to anchor it, and then we can get it square.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Do we have... Is that an actual pointy screw? It is, good. Right.
That is the F's in chat.
Okay, right, here we go.
I'll get these lost in all the other screws.
I'm just going to back that out slightly so it can twist. All right, hopefully that should be able to twist a little bit just so we can make sure it's straight. Yes, good. All right, so now we just twist it straight and send it. All right. This would be easier in Australia because the table would be upside down. This is true. Whoop. Right, so now, front and back. Right, 121. 111. Okay, so that needs to go. About there. There we go. This isn't going to be like machinist table accurate, but I defy someone to notice.
I mean, the main thing is whether it's level or not.
Yeah, which it absolutely should be.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the thing more, and that'd be more annoying is your tools always rolling off the back of the bench.
Yeah. Ooh. Probably had that torqued a bit high. It's fine. It's not going to fall off. Good. All right. Can you pass me another screw, please? Thank you.
No, get screwed.
How many of these screws have we got?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 or 17.
I'm not putting in that many. It gets 8.
Oh my goodness.
Why? How many would you put in? Well, as many as possible, I guess, but...
Probably. Well, I'd definitely do the 4 along each end.
Yeah. All right. Wow. We got... What?
Conspiracy theory time. FlexiSpot know they messed up the pre-drilled hold. That's why the instructions suggest building it upside down. I don't know how that changes the alignment of the holes, but I enjoy conspiracy theories that fall apart in a sentence.
I don't know what their plan was, yeah.
You need to put in at least 80 screws.
There we go. Go.
Knowing Carrie put in like 2 screws diagonally. This would be easier if the table was lower, but it's working. Another one. Go. Another one.
How's your slushy? Ah! I see.
It's okay. A lot of it is melted.
All right, how many screws have we got left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, wow, okay. Well. Oops. Oh, that one went very off. Good enough. That wasn't as bad as it sounded. It's fine. It's fine. I straightened it out. It didn't go completely skew. Oh, okay.
This isn't computer tech. I want my money back. I'll have you know, there's a microprocessor in that box.
All right. What's the stream timer on, just out of interest?
4 hours, 5 minutes, 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. I was going to say, we've got a computer build to do, and I think at this pace we're going to have time to do it, which is nice. I had no idea it was going to take how long it was going to take to build this desk.
Do you want to take the wire frame off of the other desk and put it under this one?
I was thinking about that, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Whew. There. Oh, can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's good. All right, I'll put 2 more in. Then we've got 4 at each end and 6 on the middle.
That's enough.
Yeah.
It's good enough for Australia.
Well, I am upside down, so...
How do you get that off? Oh, I see. With a degree of difficulty. I broke it.
Good job. All right.
Have a basket.
Oh, nope. I'm going to turn around and get on my back again so I can brace my arms.
I'm going to not break things.
You can tell I'm a professional joiner. All right.
People have paid me to join things together.
All right, let's get the control box on.
May I have the drill?
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay, right. Hello again, chat. Adam, you will be boiled.
It screams.
Oh, that's kind of funny. Adam wasn't appearing in top chat. That kind of tells you all about that, doesn't it? Like YouTube knows that he's an idiot. Bye. Cool. This is the thing. Everyone says sort of like, "Oh, put it on live chat." It's just like, I don't know. Sometimes the filters are your friend. I had a there was someone in the comments recently who was just like, "Oh, you should set the comments on all the videos to chronological order," and I'm like, and I said to them, I said, "Be careful what you wish for." Like, while I don't support covering up comments and burying people and stuff like that, just having everyone's comments on show in chronological order might not be such a good idea on YouTube, you know.
A number of people who like commenting on 10 or 12-year-old videos going, "This information's out of date."
Yeah.
You're like, huh?
That's it. And it just means that all of your core fan base that came to watch the video first just all get buried at the bottom of the comments. So, like, you know, while I don't like algorithms, but again, be careful what you wish for. Right. Okay. Okay, right. Let's see. Da 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 da. Are you making your own holes? Yes. Yeah. Although the one of the drawbacks of these FlexiSpot desks is even if you buy the official countertops with them, it is basically luck of the draw whether the pre-drilled holes are in the right place or not. And on neither of the two that I've had now, on both of them, they have not been in the right place. So make of that what you will. So it kind of sucks because it does mean you are going to need an electric drill to put the official countertop on, which I think kind of sucks, but nah. Right. Do the instructions implicitly state which screw to attach the control box?
I thought it showed you using a sticky pad.
The control box? No, control box is screwed in.
Oh, okay.
The power supply has a sticky pad on it. Right, screw number 5. Oh, yes, 5. I'm just going to assume it's these. So yeah, I'll use those. Right, where do we want our control box? We do have some pre-drilled holes. Yeah. Yeah, I think this end is more sensible. That makes it more accessible. So, yep. Let's have...
Just make it really annoying and put it here. So it's useful none of the time. Does it have a lip or anything? To stick over the
Usually,
edge?
yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it sticks out just a little bit. And just get the other one.
That sounds significantly worse than it is.
Yeah, I'm letting the drill bit bump in the screw on purpose. There we go.
It's also made a lot worse just by this frame being on here.
Yes. it's why are you so loud? Okay.
It's okay, now you can put that underneath.
Yes.
Are you going to bias it to this side?
Yes.
And put it like here?
Indeed.
I guess.
Yep. Right, let's position this roughly where it's going to go.
Yes.
So,
can we lift it by the top?
yes.
That will be the test. Yes.
Who left that can there?
You.
Right. Right, how close up to the wall are we going to go?
Do we want to have this end roughly the same distance out into the room as it was and leave a bigger gap that end?
I think we can leave a slightly bigger gap that end. I think that's fine. I think that might be fine where it is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was more that way, I think. But yeah.
Sorry, so it was
I think
more
it was
way?
more that way.
More toward
a
the
little
camera.
bit, but yeah. Just because
yeah.
I think this gap here was a little bit small.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just nudge toward you a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to lift and drop this end just to settle the feet. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Ooh, the floor is not level in here. Right. Let's try and level it. Right, how's that doing? This is the problem. I can never figure out which one needs to move.
So going this way, it's fine. Yeah.
That improving?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Like, this isn't going to be rock solid because it's a 2-poster. However, it's better than the old desk.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's way better. Like, again, we've got to be realistic. If you want a desk that doesn't wobble, it's going to need to be a 4-poster or one of those like big engineers' workbenches.
Yeah.
However, that's significantly better than what we had.
I was also just testing that putting weight on this side didn't immediately go rattle.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you're most likely to be putting weight on this side. So yeah. Good. Desked.
Right. I'm going to put the monitor up on there, and we can actually start getting this sort of.
Do we want to drill the cable tidies and stuff in?
Yes.
And actually run the cables for the motors?
Yeah. Yes. Part of me was just like, part of me was basically like, get the monitor slightly out of. Yeah, I'm going to move the monitor slightly out of the way because it's now just in the way of things, and then basically I was considering whether we just actually start lining up for a normal camera orientation, but right, that's going to go there.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, we want to go a little bit closer to the wall, just so the monitor touches the tiles, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of depends on whether we want this end to remain kind of stationary because of the reduced table length, or whether we want to come over here and be more over here, because we did always say that we wanted more over that way, just because of the wall.
Yeah, however, we're not actually up against the wall.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, we wanted to make it so we could just cut more of the wall out of frame.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually that's probably fine as it is then, yeah.
We'll work that out
Yeah.
when we actually reset up the camera position, but I will just quickly do this. Whoop.
If the monitor touches the tiles, it will rip them off. No. I mean, they're not that, okay, well, they're not that well attached, no. They're attached with 3M strips at the moment, but if any of them fall off, I actually have adhesive. Oh my God, we are going on an adventure.
There we go.
Hold on to your ciders, everyone. Caradog chomp scare. Yeah, so if you line it up for where we would do an actual, for where we would normally have it, and then just go to wide angle while we're still setting up the desk. Yeah. Yeah. And then just shove the softbox close up just so it's not, sorry, as in back it right up. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Because now people can still see under the desk while we're tinkering. So yeah. How level is the desk? So I don't trust that the floor is level, but let's find out. Let's see. Physics toolbox.
Physics,
mate. What do I want? Inclinometer?
Does it not just give you a gyro readout?
Oh, gyroscope, yeah. Oh no, gyro, that's some angular velocity and stuff. Protractor, there we go. Yeah, 88.6 degrees.
Which way is it wrong?
This side is low.
Do we want to try and push up that side slightly? Because we can.
I mean, we could. Yeah, we could just increase both feet, couldn't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Have you only got...
Hang on a minute.
What else have you got in there?
Get me out of here.
Kane! No.
I'll reboot it.
How do device?
Right,
Why
let's
do
go
you
to...
not want just gyros? And then... Oh,
yeah.
does that not... Oh, it doesn't give you a... Huh.
I think this is good because this gives me a dot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that gives us a crosshair, yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Because then if we go like that... Although the only problem I have is apparently that's level.
Hang on a minute.
Wing it around a bit. God blimey, doesn't that make the room look massive?
Yeah. I don't trust the tools. Yeah.
There you go, that's level.
It's not. That's not level. I mean, we could do it side to side and then just turn the phone 90 degrees.
No.
Is this a new camera setup? No. We're just on a wide angle because we're fiddling with the desk at the moment. So yeah.
But yes, I think we can at least do that.
Yeah. Okay, right. So I'm going to start increasing this side.
And just visually, I agree with this as well.
Yeah.
Which helps. Whereas visually, I didn't agree with the other one in the slightest.
Oh, damn it. Oh, all the weight is on this corner because of the monitor.
Do you want me to lift it?
No, it's fine. It's not fine.
Yeah. Do you want me to just do
please.
this?
Okay. Right, I just put a lot into that foot.
Apparently it's 1 degree.
As in too high, too low? Or
so let's
what?
see. We want another degree.
As in go higher?
I'm just checking across the entire way. Yes, we want to go higher.
Higher, yeah.
By about, yes, 1 degree. So another about what you did.
Okay, let's try that.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
That's about right.
Cool. Whew. Heavy
Yeah,
breathing.
89.7, 89.9.
That's good enough for me, if I'm honest, you know.
89.8. Yeah, and then left,
front to back, yeah.
we want to go ever so slightly higher on this side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my days. Oh. Oh.
That was 0.2 of a degree, apparently.
Okay.
That was apparently 0.1 of a degree, so I think we're stopping now.
Yeah, I think that might be as high as we can go as well. Right, how are we for... Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. If anything, it's better that it's too low this side, because that's
Stuff
the
rolls
side
towards us, yeah.
it rolls towards you. However, I'm pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, that's good enough, isn't it? Yeah.
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 Good going.
The main thing is that, like, to the camera and when you're sitting at it, it's not going to feel like the table is on the piss. So, yeah. Okay, right. What? Showing your new desk?
But yeah, you're putting watermarks on it, honestly.
I'm sorry. Well, what else are we going to do with it? It's a desk. It's going to get used. All right, let's put this hacking wire tidy basket on. Oh yeah, then those go. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. All right. There you go. Right, I'm just going to eyeball this.
Yeah.
Can't be asked to measure it. Oh. Right, good luck, everyone. Screw, please. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you'll probably want to measure it.
Yeah.
For the other one.
Yeah.
Just so it actually goes in.
Okay, right.
So what do you want?
So that's gonna go, yeah. Oops, heck. Right. Oh, thank you. Bang. Should have lowered the desk.
You still can.
You could do it any time I wanted.
Yes.
All right, that looks about right. Oops. Shit. Fuck. Okay.
Are you just going to stay there for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like anything down there? A pillow? Cold drink?
Drugs.
Which ones?
I don't know. Okay, right, we're nearly there. We're getting there. Remember when I said we were going to build a PC as well? We still can. Are we still below 1 hour?
Right,
okay.
Which answer do you want?
Yes.
Excellent. The answer is yes.
Outstanding. Okay, right. Screw, please. Right, how the hell did I get these right the last time?
Probably with a pen.
Yeah. I think you're right, actually. Yeah, could you pass me, a pen, please?
Where is...
Try looking behind the keyboard. There might be the Sharpie there, otherwise the Sharpie will be in one of the mugs. Ah, nice. Okay.
By the power of pen. The backless desk now needs levelling. And the shelves. Yeah.
The building needs levelling.
It's fine, it's fine. When you sorted out your finances and you sorted out your accounts.
What, I'll move to a building that's not sideways?
And you're earning the big bucks, you can afford to do a refurbishment, and part of that refurbishment will be using 17 tons of self-leveling screed.
Screed.
17 tons of it. What no one realises is that one corner of a shop is a foot higher than the other.
All right, screw, please. Thank you.
The other thing we'll need to do is move where we plug stuff in.
Why? Move where we plug stuff in?
Yeah, just wall socket usage. We said we were going to try and shuffle that around.
Oh, right, yeah.
And as we've unplugged absolutely everything,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
it's the best time to do it.
Sure.
That's not a now problem.
Yes. Okay, right.
You need to plug in the desk now.
Yes. Could you pass me the thumb screw?
No. Yes.
Thank you. Ah! I
That's very much
my face.
That's very much looking at that going, what thumb screw? What blemmin' thumb screw?
Alright, there we go.
I suddenly had the horrid thought that you'd mounted this so that this was blocking the port.
Oh, hideous. I did not check for that, so we got lucky. Yeah.
So he's like, oh no.
Whew, okay, right. I'm going to leave these cables just basically dangling for the time. Actually, have we still got the wire ties they came with? Because that means I can at least just take up the slack. Like, I'll properly cable tidy this another time, because that's time consuming, but I can at least just take the slack out of the cables. Okay.
There is a sandwich tie. Get tied.
Right, that's that one. Boop. And the other one.
Do you need the extension for it? The extension is here.
Answer that question in a moment. That's a great question, and there's a great answer to that question. And I'll tell you the answer to that question, which you're going to love. You're going to love the answer to that question. I'll tell you it in a moment.
Once you've grated some cheese? Because it's a great question.
Yes.
Excellent. Or are you going to set fire to it in your grate?
Yes, I do need the extension.
You can get extended.
Get extended, idiot.
I believe you require the other end of that cable.
Yes. Right. I'm now going to fold 90% of it up because we hardly need any extension, but we need some extension.
I mean, you know, being that guy, it seems a bit weird that, you know, The desk doesn't have cables long enough for the desk.
It depends on the configuration, because don't forget, like, this desk can go down to like 1 meter wide, which would be fine. We've got it at maximum width.
Yeah, but surely the cables need to support maximum width.
But it came with the extension to do so.
Ah.
But yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Because the power cable didn't.
Oh, this end of it did. So yeah.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. Right. Okay, I'm going to unceremoniously just blap this onto the bottom.
Please do it in range of this.
Yeah.
Please.
As a treat.
As a special treat.
That can go there, and that's just going to go there, I think.
And you're going to go here.
Basically.
Fabulous.
Okay, right.
Proper job.
Now, I will get this 6 way.
Nice. Also, if we are putting a monitor and stuff back on this corner, we can probably work out something slightly more intelligent with like the Y splitting IEC leads and stuff. Just so you have a single power cable coming through, but then it splits for the light and the monitor.
Potentially. Right, that's in there. It's going to go...
How much power was the desk again?
Like
it was only
55
50
watts or something. Yeah,
yeah,
negligible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Yep. My big boy one at home has got like a 300 watt power supply. It doesn't actually pull that much, but I looked at the power supply and I was like, whew, okay. Yeah, you don't want that plugged in. Ideally, you want that separate if you can, unless you calculated the load, which I did for my desk, but you know.
Does it work? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, does it just turn? Oh, it turns the screen off.
Yep.
Okay. Hey. That's probably the other reason we want it slightly further away from that wall, is just so the monitor doesn't get caught in the tiles.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
a good height.
Yeah. Oops. I would enjoy doing some streams like this, just, you know, desk bar or something. Outstanding. This desk, this one is a 100 kilogram lift. And I can definitely tell. Like when I sat on it and it went up, it was just like, you know.
Yeah.
However, 100 is still enough because the one that I've got, as an interest thing, do you just want to pan the camera to the side just so it can see the YouTube desk? Since we're showing off the setup today, may as well.
Whee. Huh?
Yeah, so there's the YouTube desk over there. So yeah, this one is an older Flexis spot. So yeah, that's my sitting height, and then when I'm working on it, I push the 3 and it goes up to So yeah, this one's an old model. Again, it's a 2-post one. That's a 75 kilogram lift weight, and it has no issues with dual monitors and all the soldering equipment on it. I wouldn't feel comfortable putting like my actual desktop computer up on there as well, but yeah, it's happy with what it's got. So much cable spaghetti. It looks worse than it is. However, also just because of the nature of that desk, like the bench cam gets lifted away and moved around and stuff like that. So there's just no point in doing a cable pornography job on that bench.
Because of this, we can go for the ultra punched in.
We can, yeah. Like, that's kind of wild, the range that we've got right now, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. I feel very self-conscious now because we've been on wide angles now, and suddenly it's just like, hi, welcome. Bit too much zoom. Jojo's like, too close. All right. Okay, so yeah. Let's go to the normal one. So I'm going to dial in some presets. So I'm going to put this in. This was preset 4, yeah. So preset 4, this is as high as we're ever going to want to go. The desk can go a bit higher than this, but I don't really like putting things to maximum extension. Even though it will have, like, maximum extension on the desk is not going to be dangerous, but we're probably starting to lose stability at this height. Right, so that's position 4. Let's get it down to position 3. Which is probably about 100 centimeters or so, I think. So, right, that's 100 indicated. That's a bit too high, I think. Yeah, I think 95.
That's 95.
Yeah, I think 95 for working on a desk. What do you think?
I think you can get away with this being that awkward in-between height, which is standing.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't intended to be like... yeah,
And
that's true.
Stool. You can do both, but if you're actually working on this, you probably go to about there.
Yeah, 90.
Which is about 90.
Yeah. Okay, you set it to 90 on the dot. And then hold down the sit position, which is the second button. Just hold that down until it says 2. There you go. That's programmed into section 2. Then if you put it up to 100,
oh,
and we'll make 100 the standing position. There you go. And then hold down the first button. Yeah. There we go, and we haven't dialed anything into 3, so 3 will make an actual like chair position. I don't have any like chairs though. Yeah. So yeah, so 4 is maximum height, and then we've dialed in a standing and a sitting pose, and then 3, when I bring the small wheelie chair in, that is an actual like sitting chair, I'll dial that in at like, I don't know, 85 or something like that. Right,
82 is literally the lowest it can go, because that's touching my leg.
Yeah.
So if we were using these seats,
yeah, you wouldn't go this low with these chairs, but like it would be nice if we actually had a desk chair here. We'll have a setting if you're actually sitting on a desk chair. So you're selling it. Oh, I see. You went all the way up. Okay.
Yes, I just didn't realise quite how high that would relatively be, and it was just like,
You committed to the bit, and then you're like, I regret committing to the bit.
It was all like, oh, this is slightly more.
No, the 82 was because that's when it was hitting Caradog's leg while he was sitting on the
high
breakfast
stool.
stool. Yeah, yeah. Actual minimum height is much lower than that, but
Yeah,
that was
60?
with. Yeah.
Is that what it said?
Oh, actually, no, we've got the dining chairs. Let me just grab one of the dining chairs, because then we can dial in a true table height.
Yeah, the minimum is 600 mil, so 60 centimetres.
Yeah. Right, so here's an actual dining chair.
Which, honestly, I think is actually going to be basically at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like 75 for that, yeah.
That's 75.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, there you go. Like, if you were using this as an actual desk, then that's probably about the height I would have it at. Maybe a touch lower, but...
It should be slightly lower because your elbows aren't quite 90 degrees.
Okay, 70 then? Oh, yeah, 70. Yeah. There we go. So we've got... So 3 is our hard minimum, 4 is our hard maximum, and then we've got sitting and standing for general use. Cool.
I now greatly enjoy the idea of it being up there and sitting on this. So you are sat on this chair.
You're going to disappear. Goodbye forever, Caradog. It was nice knowing you. Okay, disappointing, but...
Hello.
Okay, right. Stream's playing up, the monitor keeps going up and down, yeah. Okay, let's build a computer. We have played with the desk.
Oh, I broke it.
Oh, error 1. Oh. Odd. I've never actually seen one of these throw an error code.
What is error 1?
I don't know. I'm going to power it off and on again.
Error 1.
How you managed to break it? All right, I'm going to power it off.
Attention.
There we go.
If E1 or E2 appears, allow the desk to rest for more than 18 minutes before using it again.
Oh, might have actually been overheat, which is reasonable because we're sitting here going, desk goes up, desk goes down, desk goes up, desk goes down. So yeah, might have actually just overheated it. So yeah. All right, let's... Motor is hot, yeah.
Type A, compatible with Xiaomi Charge Turbo, Huawei FCP, SCP, and Samsung AFC protocols.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Quick Charge 3, basically.
Nice. And then... Oh, wait. Oh. It's a Type A that does 20 volts.
Oh, that's a bit scary, yeah. Although I don't know what Quick Charge 3 it actually does by spec.
I thought all of the Type A ones only went up to 15 volts.
I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, no, that was my understanding.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I'm sure Xiaomi has some... Oh, yeah, I've got it. I'm sure Xiaomi has some kind of stupid 100-watt standard over Type A.
Yes. Imagine being limited to 100-watt charging for your phone or something, would say Xiaomi.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, wow, my Pixel is charging at 25 watts. I'm going to be done in no time. Right. Oh.
Ah, whilst the desk is moving, the charging function is disabled.
Yes.
Huh.
I don't know why, but
Do not use it for your desk lamp.
Yeah. But yeah, my one at home does that because I charge my phone on my desk at home, and if I change the height, then the phone goes bing when it's done. So yeah. Right. Well, we're probably going to have it a bit lower for desk building, but... Right, we've got some spare screws. I'm not going to bother fitting all of these. I'm going to keep those as some spares.
Amongst all my other spares.
Yeah. Bam.
It's over there.
Okay. Good. Right. PC to build. There's the CPU for it. Right, I'm actually going to take this a little bit lower for a PC build because by the time I've got a desk case in front of me, I'm going to be trying to lean over it. Okay, that's better. What's that? Oh, those are some cable clips that have come with it. Okay, that's fair. I will fiddle with those another time. I'll do a nice cable tidy job of the desk cables. Like the computer cables and general power cables that we have plugged into the desk, I'm not going to bother tidying those because they get changed all the time.
Yeah.
However, the actual desk cabling for the motors and stuff, those are never going to get touched again. So you just zip tie those hard in place because they're never going to move again. So yeah. Okay. Put a note in the bag so you know what the screws... They're just general purpose wood screws, to be honest, so it doesn't super matter.
Do you require a GPU?
Yes, because we don't actually have the GPU for this build. Do you want to get the fuck off big XFX? May as well put that in there, because that's the closest thing to a modern one. Yeah, there's actually a 7800 XT going into this one.
The XFX Speeder Quick 319 Radeon RX 6750 XT Core.
Core, blimey. All right. Do you want to pitch the camera down a little bit, because and for so the desk is visible again because it looks weird now. I'm going to grab Le Bench Cam. Move that.
Oh, you've plugged it in. Cool.
Yes. And real mouse. That's already plugged in. Yeah.
Cool.
Good. All right. Rock and roll. A PC hardware price is going down. Depends where you are. Mic could go up by 6 centimeters. I will move my mic now that we're done with all of this. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, it solely depends on where you are. Because, like, second-hand GPUs in the UK seem to be on an ever so slight downward trend. I'd say we're seeing a couple of % coming off them.
Yeah, I think in the EU prices are on a slightly downward trend, yes. If you're in the US, then, you know, good luck.
Prices are anywhere because no one knows what's happening.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so
Why
this
is
build...
there an ancient iMac here?
it's on its way to the back room. However, someone filled the back room with shit, so no one can get in there anymore.
I give you bags to remove this.
Right, let's see what bench cam with face looks
you do
like.
have a case.
It looks gorgeous. Right, hang on a sec. Insta 360.
Oh, do you know what you need to do next? Is mount the Insta to the desk.
We could do something like that. Like I've got a spare Link 2. Yeah, I do have a spare Link 2. Yeah, Link 2C.
So if it's mounted to the desk, it will then go up and down with the desk.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, and like we have toyed with the idea. Where the hell is the front of the? Are we zoomed in a lot? What the hell is going on here?
Don't forget this table's slightly higher and this camera seems to be slightly lower.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put the camera up?
Yeah, camera needs to go up. Yeah, I was completely failing to actually locate where the hell we were on the bench. I'll wait for you to stop freehanding it. There we go.
This is lined up with the end of the desk.
Oh, also just the you moved it forward. It needs to come this way. Also, the desk is so much deeper that we actually have to bring this in like a long way. Okay, right. That's more like it. Move. Well, fine then. I'll go around. Okay, right. I think we're level. I'm spending way too long setting up. There we go. Okay, now we're level. Right.
I definitely think after all this fiddling, we could end up putting the desk that way more to give us more space behind.
That can definitely be done, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we see. Oh, yeah. We've lined up that end, but because the desk is deeper, we've lost space behind the desk.
Yeah,
whereas
so
we should be
pushed that way.
Yeah. Which we absolutely can do. We've got room to do that. Fuck it. Let's just do that now. After we spent all that time leveling it. Okay, it's stopping. Okay.
I've put it on the cable. There you go.
Cool. Absolute clown fiesta. Okay, right.
There you go.
Let's start building this heckin' PC. Do you want to make the face cam a little bit smaller and or out of the way? Because it's impossible to... Yeah, I can't work with this. Yeah, I agree, Marcus. We're working on it. I'll work on it. Caradog, I'm begging you. Oh no. Oh, I hate it. I'm going to move us up there as well, I've decided.
Good.
That's better. We can work with that. All right. Okay, so this build we're working on, this is the this was the AM5 build that we spec'd 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so this is that build that's getting built up now. So there's nothing particularly exciting about it. It's going to be a Ryzen 7700 AliExpress CPU. So yeah, 7700 vanilla. Yeah, we've got some nice RAM, got an air cooler. It's going to have a 7800 XT in it because the graphics card budget got upped at the last minute. However, the graphics card isn't here yet, so I'm just going to shove this 6750 XT that I have on hand because I bought too many graphics cards because cheap ones kept popping up. In the Discord we have a bargains room, and there are a couple of folks who just browse eBay for fun. Shout out, who's the Mortal, yeah.
Mortal.
Shout out to Mortal from the Discord. He just posts bargains from eBay in there. So
that's his job. He has been enlisted.
I was going to say, is that actually his job? I don't know. He just appeared one day.
He has been enlisted. It is his function. He'll be removed if he stops working hard enough.
I see. Very well. Well, at any rate, he's doing a good job of posting bargains, and he keeps posting cheap graphics cards. I'm like, I should buy that. So now I have like 3 Radeon 6000s kicking around. So yeah. What was the final price compared to the spec video? Basically the same. The budget got pushed up to 1300. So basically, I was like, cool. Well, minus the graphics card, now we spend that much on the graphics card, and that ended up with a 7800 XT, if my memory serves me.
Nice.
I would have loved to have gotten like a 9070, but the 9070s were like 600, and we had like 400 and like 420 or something like that to spend on a graphics card, and I was like, it won't go that far. The customer has already blown out their budget. I cannot ask them to spend more. So yeah.
Well, yeah.
Does the Island eBay hack still work? It seems that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You didn't get charged anything weird, did you?
No, not that I noticed anyway. So yeah. Links are from the eBay bargain bot. Oh, fair enough, yeah. Oh, is he cheating? Rude. Why? I guess I'll put the CPU in now because I've just popped off the cover. I don't know why I did that.
To put the CPU in.
Yeah.
It was a plan all along.
Yes, it is that way around.
I thought you were about to say, yes, this is the right CPU. This is AM5.
There we go. Brain fart moment.
Before trying to jam a 13900K into the slot.
Oh, that's done. Okay. Good. Right. Kniff. Oh.
On the chair?
Where did...
The last time I saw it, it was on the stool. It's still on the stool.
Thanks. Whoop. What's the Island eBay hack? Basically, whenever you're looking something on eBay UK, change the .co.uk to .ire. Is it IE? To .ie, and it will show you exactly the same auction through the Irish website with slightly less fees on it.
And also just because eBay seems to be ever so slightly bad at currency conversion.
Yeah.
You get an ever so slightly cheaper price.
Yeah. I still don't fully understand how it works, but it just works out being slightly cheaper for some reason or other. Like, the seller still gets the same value, right?
Yes, it's to do with the eBay consumer protection fee. And also to do with the bad currency conversion.
Whack.
So depending on who your
SSD
provider is, you can also get who your card issuer is. Sorry, you can get an extra step better as well.
Yeah. Ireland doesn't have the extra buyer protection fee, so yeah. At your own risk, you might have slightly.
It's still the same buyer protection. They're just not billing separately for it. I presume some sort of Irish law thing.
I see.
So, yeah.
These Orico SSDs are kind of neat. They come with a natty little heatsink that's not pre-fitted. So, like, because usually you don't need the heatsink, I've just got some of these heatsinks spare now, which is kind of useful because on a lot of older, well, on this board as well, like these ones don't have heatsinks on them. So if you're fitting into these slots, you've just got some spare heatsinks kicking around. So that's kind of neat. Screwdriver. It feels like there's not enough on the bench right now. Everything is so tidy because there's nothing on the bench.
It's okay. This is what a bench should feel like. Tidy.
I don't understand. I need an M.2 screw. Oop.
Damn it. Here's a little plastic baggie for one
with a
screw.
Single screw in it. I hate it so much. Don't need that.
Smacks the monitor.
I'll take that out as well. Oh yeah, we should have put the monitor arm on. It doesn't matter. We don't need it right now, I guess.
No. Oh dear.
Hiccup.
Oh, the other thing we could think about doing is actually plumbing in the capture card.
Oh, well, like under desk mounting it kind of thing. That would be a sensible idea, so we're not having to fuck about with... I'm feeling sweary today, so we're not having to dick around with that every time we want to use it.
Yeah.
Oh. Needs one of Mike's desk mats. Needs one of my desk mats. I've got desk mats.
Needs to find some of the most egregious knockoff merch that you can find.
Oh, I had an idea for a desk mat actually. Because you know how like Gamers Nexus have got their mod mat and it's got like common pinouts for the PCI 8 pin and the 24 and the ATX 24 pin and stuff like that. You know, I was thinking about mod mats and I was like, what would I put on mine? You know, without like ripping off everyone else's design. And then I had this idea. I was like, wait, what if I designed a desk mat that had simplified examples of like a buck regulator, how a VRM works, and like a DC-DC boost regulator, and like other common basic building block circuits that you find on laptop motherboards. You know, like how cool would that be? I was just like that. I thought of that, and I'm just like, this is a great idea. I want to make this.
Yes.
So yeah, that's an idea I have. If anyone steals that, I'll kill you. This is an actionable threat.
Very anime waifu desk mat.
It is very pleasing to me. I was referencing the hardware unbox. Yeah, I'd laughed so much at that. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. It was amazing how like you could tell like just like no, he is not secretly a furry. He was just like, I too like my women with big bunny ears. I would mount it like this, and this would be very pleasing to me. You know, he was moments away. It was fantastic. I love it. But yes. The cursey thing is the power drill in your hands. Normal. Probably. Is the M.2 screw any other small laptop screw? M.2 screw is literally an M2 screw. If my memory serves me. I think it... yeah, it's not M2.5.
Unless you're Asus.
Yeah. No, Asus I think is M1.5. Yeah, it is literally an M2 metric 2 thread. Keep going. All right. SSD is in. The motherboard is built. All right.
Thermal paste?
Oh yeah, air cooler. Yep, let's do it. No screws on the back. Count down to the first scratch. I hope not. To be honest, my other desks don't get scratched that often. I'm fairly vigilant, but like I'm not gonna lose sleep if the desk gets dinked. This is a workbench. It is here to get used.
Yeah.
You know.
It happens.
Done with that. Right, that's plastic. That's cardboard.
This is power supply.
Whoop.
Does this core set actually have enough PCA?
Oh, what do we got on this graphics card? Dual 8 pins. Yeah, it's fine. It'll have a pigtail one, won't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But guess what? It has 8 total. It has 2 total connectors. 1 cable.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, okay.
But then, while it would be nice to have dual cables, but also they're high quality cables. So running 1 cable to 2 8-pins on this power supply is fine.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but it's also just the fact of it's a 650 watt, and lots of cards are 3 connectors.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
So it just seems a bit silly to me.
Cardboard. Okay.
Yeah, it's the 7800 XT. You bought 3 plugs or 2?
I don't know. Oh, the 7800. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to bring up Amazon?
I
think I got it from Amazon. So, yeah, if you check my Amazon recents, it will probably be in there.
Ah.
I've got a one-shot wonder.
Strong coffee.
Let's tidy up this packaging
Asus Tough Gaming 7800 XT. Give me.
Oh, it's not going to tell you. Oh, there you go.
Apparently it's
dual 8-pin. Nice.
Yeah. Convenient.
Right. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Keep natty heatsink. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. That's rubbish.
Be gone.
And those are spare fittings.
Are you going to put this on the correct way around this week?
Maybe as a special treat I shall. Is that AM 1700? No, it's red ones for AM5.
It's red for AMD.
It's true. I was doing, the last build I did was an Intel, so I've got blue on the brain.
Was this an Intel build where you then used another cooler instead of the one that you've only got an Intel?
Well, the customer supplied the cooler, so I kind of had to use theirs, which was a shame. Although part of me is just like, I could have swapped that around and just, it's not like they'd have known the difference, but they bought the stuff, so I'm just like, no, I'm not playing those games. That's a bit, no. It was very annoying knowing that I had an Intel-only cooler on hand that was better than the one that they had bought as well.
Yes.
So like, I probably could have said to them, hey, I've got a slightly better cooler. Do you mind if I use that and keep yours? But yeah, I don't like... It feels like you're imposing on the customer when you do that, even though you're theoretically offering a better deal. It just... Yeah, I don't know. Also, I have a weird relationship with that customer sometimes as well. They're one of those they're a very nice customer, but also like, they tip high and stuff like that. But they tip high because they feel like they're obligated to, and you're just like, it's fine, don't worry about it. Thank you, but don't worry about it. I am charging you what I believe my time is worth. And just yeah.
Perhaps they watch the stream and understand that no one else does.
I don't know. Weird. Right. Whoop. Right. Is the one-shot wonder going to work on this one?
Maybe.
Yes.
Look at that.
The brown tubes seem fine. It's the grey tubes that seem to be just horrible junk.
Like being able to squeeze the entire tube out, stick it on the CPU, and it not adhere to the CPU.
Whack. Yeah, it was very funny. Right, which way around are we going to put this? That way around. So then thermal right is that way up, and Viper is that way up.
I thought I just dragged the face cam, the bench cam just off the...
TF4 is brown soft, TR7 is grey and like blue tack. Yeah, TR7. Yeah, this is TR4. Sorry, TF4. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, the TR7, the grey stuff. That was horrible stuff. Yeah. We encountered that one last week and was just like, lol, no.
You just don't work. How much was this cooler? So it's probably
16 quid, something like that.
Yeah.
Just again, yeah. You get the reverse bladed fan with it as well. It's just, I love Thermalright so much right now. They're a godsend, because things like the cost of the air cooler are just really annoying extra costs when you're speccing up a build. Yeah. That, like, you spec up all the headline components and you're like, yeah, we can do it at this price. And then you're like, oh no, I need a cooler for the CPU.
Yeah.
And like, until Thermalright just suddenly came along with all of this stuff, like a decent air cooler was going to cost you 25 or 30 quid.
Yeah.
And like that's just half your profit you just wiped out if you misquoted the customer, you know.
Well, a third.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So whereas now it's just like, oh no, it's, you know, it's 15 quid for a decent air cooler. It's fantastic.
Ha.
Yeah, that'll do. I'll make that work.
Fantastic.
Pun not intended.
I guess in a way, yes. It's like Jurali says, it's kind of like what the Hyper 212 used to be.
Yeah, once upon a time the Hyper 212 was that cheap air cooler, but yeah,
you got to go back 10 plus years though.
Yeah, it just kept going up in price until the point where it was just like, yeah, it was costing
Is it like 40 or 50 quid now?
I can't remember.
Hold on.
Either way, like for a long time, every time I've glanced at it, I've been like, no, you know. It's not been viable as the cheap cooler, at any rate. There's also like a dozen variants of it, which make it really hard to tell.
50 quid!
Yeah, who's paying 50 quid for a Hyper 212? Get out of here.
Even if it is in black, who cares?
Yeah, just no.
£36, no.
Yeah, like obviously some of these prices aren't right, but
do you know what I can pay? £27 for a Thermalright twin tower.
And that's the Peerless Assassin. That £27 for a Peerless Assassin, that can do 180 watts, that cooler. You know, it's nuts. Right. Le fan.
Oh my god, what the hell is this? £46 for this.
That's cool.
Yeah,
well,
£46.
the price isn't cool, no. CPU fan, that one. Come on.
Has ID cooling gotten better? Because last time I had the displeasure of touching one, it was not good.
Oh, it doesn't quite reach. I'm going to have to turn the fan 90 degrees. Can I really not get another 2mm of cable? No. Okay. Damn it. Wrong one.
Which model is this? I was going to say we're going to need the box for that. There's two.
Yeah, which I threw across the room.
This is the Assassin X 120 Refined SE Plus.
Yeah, there's a million different SKUs of Thermalright coolers as well, a lot of which are incredibly similar but not quite the same. There we go.
Interesting. The reverse bladed fan has lower airflow.
Huh. Whack. Not that it particularly matters, to be honest, but...
No, but just... Huh.
Yeah. All right. Good. Cooler fitted. Right, I'm going to shove all of this to one side. Am I going to bother keeping the Intel mounts?
No. Especially not because Intel's going to a new socket next gen.
LOL.
Yeah. Release a single failed CPU generation on a socket, and then release a brand new
My
socket.
God, yeah. Like, this is the other reason why I stan AMD. This is why I'm trying to push everyone onto AM5 systems right now, because this motherboard is good for the next 5 years, 6 years. You know, because, you know, like, the early AM4 motherboards were a bit how you doing, because AMD was coming up from the ashes. So, you know, the early AM4 boards were a bit naff because no one could be... There wasn't faith in Ryzen first gen.
No one wanted to risk their money.
Yeah. Whereas by now, you know, this is B650, and B650 is grand. You could shove a 9800X3D in this motherboard. And at this point, you know, we've no reason to believe that the Ryzen 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, whatever the next couple of generations are, there's no reason to believe that they will have any problems in these boards either. So just now is the time where it's just like, buy a B650 or a B850 today and you are set for the next 6 years. You know? Yeah,
because we're going to see Zen 6 on AM5, but we don't know about what's going to happen with Zen 7.
Yeah. So AM5 isn't that guaranteed until 2027. I can't remember what the actual year is, but if we look at how long AM4 lasted...
It's guaranteed until 2025.
Oh, really? Oh, that's just this year then.
Yeah, it's guaranteed to 2025.
We tore through that a lot faster than I thought. Okay, yeah.
But it's also the case of all of their kind of release charts and so on kind of go 2026 products, AM5.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, because where I was going with this is, even though AM4 was only guaranteed until year whatever, you know, we still saw more CPUs being released on AM4 well beyond its expiry date. So, yeah.
And also the fact it's also kind of a case of it's incredibly unlikely that we get to whatever the final one on AM5 is, and then we have a supposed AM6, that the AM6 CPU will be 100% faster, to therefore make it completely irrelevant to buy anything else.
Yeah.
You know, that likelihood is so low.
Yeah. The case is a Frame 4000D, because again, there was a little bit of extra money for the case, and I threw a couple of cases in front of the customer. I was just like, which one of these do you like? And they was like, I want that one. And they picked the 4000D. So we've got another Frame 4000D.
Which was like £80?
I think it's £70 no fans, and I think this was 85 with 3 RGB front fans.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Still excellent value for money.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just get this out the polystyrene and then get it laid down.
It's the first time I'll have seen one actually in person.
Static shock. I'm okay.
Honestly, I thought that was going to be a leg or something.
No. That was just, where I pulled it out the box, it just got, I am fully charged! And then I touched it.
What?
Yeah, I know. I don't like this part of it either. Just the front panel is just, bleh. Okay. I pointed this out in the build video I did. I was like, that's a bit how you doing. You know, like, okay. There's nothing wrong with it, I guess, but it's just a bit, okay.
Huh.
Bit weird. Ow. Carpet tile, please. Thank you. And there we go. Right, I'm going to go that way round.
There's a good amount of front clearance for fans and stuff.
Whoop. Krasy says, I hate AM5 though. We don't get memory clock, F clock, and U clock 1-to-1 dividers like AM4 did. AM5 F clock can only go up to about 2000 megahertz guaranteed. Yeah, but also we're on DDR5, so we're at massively faster speeds. You know, like AM4 isn't going to do 1-1-1 at 6000 mega transfers. You know, so yeah. So I do agree, though, is that certainly compared to Intel, AM5 isn't capable of massively high memory clocks unless you do exotic things.
Yeah. The other thing that I think most people have missed is that Intel's memory controller always operates in 2-to-1 or 4-to-1 mode. It does not have a 1-to-1 mode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So even though you're getting the high mega transfers, it's not actually giving you effectively higher speed per se.
The actual memory controller clock is halved again. Is 2-to-1 mode on AMD, and people just kind of a lot of people seem to miss that. So the actual memory controller speed isn't as high as it seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. In theory, if the motherboards and RAM modules were up to it, AMD could go to DDR5 1200.
Wow, spicy.
In theory, because their memory controller could do 3000 to do 6000 in 1-to-1.
Right, what kind of RGB have we got here? ARGB.
I was about to say that maths sounds broken, but that's because the memory controller clock is half the DRAM clock because DRAM is double data rate.
Yes.
And I just realised it sounded broken.
Cool. Right, I'm going to put the motherboard in there, then we'll get the power supply out.
Yes.
Oh. AM5 is still buggy. Touch one wrong BIOS setting and no boot. I mean, what are you going to do? Run AM4?
I mean, if you
what's your alternatives here?
If you set the BIOS settings wrong, your motherboard won't post.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's kind of how setting things wrong works.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what message you're trying to give here, because I've been running AM5 at home, no problem, and again on AM4, if you set settings wrong, it doesn't work either. So just
that's kind of a definition of wrong.
Yeah. A new AM5 I/O die that could allow DDR5 6000 megatransfers, but also with 3000 megahertz F clock.
That's nothing to do with the I/O die, though.
Yeah, I mean,
that's to do with the Infinity Fabric, which was specifically chosen and picked and designed to be as low cost as possible and to be not needing advanced packaging.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, faster things would be nicer. So yeah, if we could have 3000 Infinity Fabric, that would be awesome, sure. But also, you're asking for a lot there, So yeah, I get what you're saying. Faster would be nice.
Yeah.
But also, none of this is a reason to not use AM5. I think
we might get something like that with Zen 7, because apparently that's going to move on to far more advanced packaging to give much better Infinity Fabric, basically a replacement for Infinity Fabric.
I see.
But obviously that's a minimum of 4 years off.
Much room for a 360mm rad in there? I would say yes. I think you could put a 360 up the top here, no problem whatsoever. And I would say there's room for a 360 up front as well. Possibly, I would want to measure up before putting a Liquid Freezer 3 in either spot, because the Liquid Freezer 3 has a thick boy rad, and kind of all bets are off with those. Do we have an LF3 here? No, you've got that at home, haven't you?
You'd be able to do it here if you split the fans quite easily, because there's a lot of front clearance. So you could put the fans at the front and then the rad there.
Yeah.
And that would give you loads of clearance.
Yeah.
I don't know about the top. Top looks okay.
Yeah, I think the top looks reasonable. They're decent offset mounts as well, so they will clear motherboard VRMs, which are the usual suspects.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this case a lot. This is fast becoming my weapon of choice for building in now. Just because as the premium brand case, there are cheaper cases out there, but yeah, my first impressions of this case were very good. There's a lot of weird fittings and customizable parts that I don't fully understand because I haven't really sat and tried to understand them yet. But yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, you can you take the whole back bit off and put a vertical mount in there if that's your cup of tea, and etc. etc.
Like so. Oh. No, wrong holes. Put them in the right holes.
Yeah, so many places for things to be adjusted and moved to on this.
I do like the yellow.
Well, those are not the right screws. I don't know what those screws are for, but they are not for the motherboard. Yeah, the little yellow touches are nice. They just add a little bit of life to it. I do
It'd
miss...
be nice if they had it. If they had an orange option, in my opinion, because I prefer orange.
Yeah, yeah. I do miss the old 4000D Airflow had a little rubber clothing tag thing on the top bit, which I thought was a nice touch as well.
Yeah.
Like as much as I think the quote unquote clothing tag is kind of dorky, it's also just nice. I like it.
I like that they just got rid of everything from here.
It's true. Yeah. Damn it. Not having the filter up top is nice because it's not really necessary to have a top filter unless you're running a top intake, but I'm not sure why you would do that. Yeah, that does come off somehow, I think.
Yeah, I just didn't want to use too much force whilst you were trying to do something else.
Yeah. Tell you what, you do that. I'm going to go and quickly grab a chocolate bar and some ibuprofen just to stay ahead of my leg.
Is it lift? What are you doing?
I'm doing drugs.
How do you come off? Is there another screw? Is the motherboard screwed in any fashion? It's got one in it. What more do you need? No. Ha! Slide. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. You can by undoing these screws, which I'm not on shop for. Damn it. Fucking.
America.
There you go. If you adjust these two screws here, you can then move this bar, which then allows you to mount 140s as it is currently there, 160s, or pull it across for 120s. And then you've got... That's not on the carpet tile, that's why. The same at that end, which I think is kind of neat.
I think a lot of engineering went into this case.
Yeah. And thus far, I don't seem to disagree with any of it.
Initially, I was a bit like sort of, oh, not sure about this, not sure about that, but that was just from a lack of understanding. Once you actually understand all of the adjustments on it,
yeah, it's a good concept. I quite like. I like the frameness of it, as they said, and I do hope that they do actually release the STLs for everything, like they say they were going to. But yeah,
power switch at the bottom is kind of weird. I agree. Even though it's supposed to be up on a desk, so having it at the bottom makes it easier to hit, I would rather they just put it up the top.
Just put it on the side and really confuse everyone.
That's what you did for your case.
I mean, I just took 3 of the 4 panels off of my case.
Speaking of your case, here is a weird rubber thing from your case that fell off the desk at one point. I'm giving it to you, so now it's your responsibility.
Oh yeah, you can slot a cable into it and tidy it out the way.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Yes. Whoop. My case has panels.
Are any of them on?
Several. And by several, I mean 3.
Outstanding.
Oh no, 4. It's got the back panel, the top, and the front. So I've taken the bottom off.
New desk, who this? Yes. We spent the first hour of the stream building a new desk.
And by the first hour, we mean the first hour and a half.
Yes.
Maybe hour and 45.
Oh. Mm. Cool.
Does that pull out?
I thought it did for a moment, but the power supply goes in from the back.
Have you put all the screws in the motherboard now?
I have. Oh, there's that screw that I lost.
There you go.
Thank you.
Have you put all the screws in the motherboard now? Yes.
Bonk.
Tink. Yeah. Maybe not. Oh. What? Oh, it's the Type-C cable. I was very confused by this connector for a second. I was like, what are you?
Yes.
What happened? I agree.
Yeah. Power supply.
Power supply for supplying
Motherboard tray
power.
comes out, by the way. Oh, that's interesting. Could have built it outside. I mean, I don't really see the need to do that, but
That's kinda cool.
It's interesting that's a thing that you can do. I've never quite understood the usefulness of removable motherboard trays personally. That's a very old school party trick, which my Cooler Master has on it, incidentally. But yeah, having owned a motherboard with a removable tray before, I have never desired to remove the tray. Or rather,
owning a motherboard with a removable tray.
a case with a removable motherboard tray. Like, I have pulled the tray out before, but every time I've done it, I'm like, I could have just done this in the case. Want that. Take the guff out.
Eat your desiccant.
Crunch, 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 yum, yum, yum.
Now you'll be even more dehydrated.
I have to get all of the water out of me.
Oh. What? Oh, okay. I think it was just partially activated, and then it
Oh, is it
flicked
like in
as
the
you-
halfway thing?
Yeah, and as you put it down, it activated. I was like, "Are you loose?"
Ooh. All right, so that's going to go in that away. Yeah, that was another thing. This case doesn't support inverted power supplies, which is a bummer. So you have to mount the power supply fan side down, which I thought was a bit strange considering it has a vented shroud.
Why?
And also, like, if you're running a passive or a semi-passive power supply, you actually want the fan pointing upwards, because then the power supply can just let heat rise out of it. So there is an objective reason to want to invert your power supply. But yeah, this case just does not allow you to do that.
Weird.
Which is a very
Do you not
strange...
thumb screw it
Oh
in?
no, hang on a sec. Yeah, you can thumb screw it in. Oh yeah, and that's how you would invert mount. Oh, did I just completely... Maybe I completely misunderstood this when I built it the first time around. Yeah, I think I'm an idiot. Ignore me. I don't know how I misinterpreted that when I did the initial build. Oh yeah, because now that thumb screw won't go in. Because there's no corner hole for it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has to be...
So
yeah.
you now put that one through there.
Yeah, but then the thumb screw will just be hanging around in the breeze. So
Sure. But you can still mount it.
Yeah.
Because you can...
You would just take the... Yeah, but you would have to just take those thumb screws out, which I guess you could do.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
do that and now put it in there.
No, you can't do that because they're captive thumb screws. You'd have to just remove them entirely. Which I will not do because this is not a semi-passive power supply, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's the annoying thing. This is a very weird choice for how the power supply enclosure works.
Oh, it says link, not lift.
Link. Oh yeah, that's a removable thing, so you could have a hole there with a link connector for external devices.
Yes, you
Whack.
can run the USB out of your control box or something, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Trying to get this in because what everything I'm doing is currently off shot, so I'm just like, let's just get the heckin' power supply in. All right.
Shut. You can trust my opinion on screws. I know precisely how many you need to use, and it's 2. Any more is just wasteful.
Hello, Muerto.
Did he send you the picture?
That sounds like a proper noun, the picture.
Yes.
I do not think I have the picture. What is the picture?
Okay. It's a PC I built. It's how the power
built.
It's how the power supply is mounted.
Do tell. Oh no!
What?
That's a pigtailed EPS connector.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm not okay with that.
I mean, because why would you need 2?
I mean, technically correct, but that's just no. This is a 300 watt connector. So like, you know, that's just no. Like it's not going to blow up or anything like that, but like the 12 volt EPS connector, this guy is supposed to do 300 watts. So they're saying this cable will do 600 watts. Not sure about that, buddy. Like, no one's using a 600 watt CPU, so it's not going to do anything. But I conceptually do not like this.
Does Kara put in more screws in motherboards if he sells the PC? Depends how much they're paying.
Really? It's not the 3-hour marker. It's the 2-hour mark. Oh no, balls! We stopped the stream, didn't we? So the counter's wrong. Okay, I'm going to go fast. Yeah. Okay, going fast now. I completely forgot that we stopped the stream.
Oh, that's why I said like the first hour and 45.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Worry not.
Yeah. Darn. So far, yeah, okay, never mind. Right, hold on. Let's get all of that out of the way. Right, I'm basically going to throw this thing together and refine later. Yeah, that's going to do that. Okay.
We need a montage.
Oh, no, my voice didn't want to do that then.
Montage.
Even Rocky had a montage. Fun fact, most people know that from Team America, but it was actually in just a South Park episode first. They reused it. F panel, that's going to go low. Right, we're not going to use any of that.
How many Molex do they give you? They give you 2 Molex.
Yeah, they give you a couple of Molexes in case you're using ancient stuff. Right, PCI Express, that is going to go out the front there, I think.
Montage! Explosions!
Fix your friend with iFixit.
They'll appreciate it. I don't think I can fix you if I fix it.
No. Right, that goes under that. Right, that's probably going to go high. So we'll shove that through there.
Don't you want that to go on the other side of the 24-pin cable?
Yeah, it's all going to flatten down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's no matter of it. It's fine.
I see. Medicinal fried chicken. I'm imagining that as chicken fried in medicines. Chicken fried in morphine.
I see. Front panel's going to go low. Audio's going to go low.
It will be the best chicken you've ever had.
I mean, it may or may not be, but you'll believe it's the best chicken you've ever had. Right, I think that's going to work. I'm just going to roughly pull those into place. Fettle those in a moment. Okay.
Boscombe fried chicken. No.
What would Boscombe fried chicken be like?
I'm imagining.
Oh, drugs, yeah.
Yes. Glad to see you're up to speed. I mean, with the conversation, not
panel?
up to speed anyway.
What's going on in chat, Caradog?
What's the difference between FCLK and Infinity Fabric to separate options in BIOS? I don't know is the answer to that.
I mean, F-Clock is the Infinity Fabric, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or so, just any devices that are tied to the same... Anything that is running at the same speed of the Infinity Fabric, anyway.
Yeah, it was F-Clock, which was Fabric Clock.
Yeah. Not to be confused with FSB, which is frontside bus, which is from ye olden times, you know. Because the FSB, which was frontside bus, became base clock, and so and F clock is completely different from those things, but is often, I feel like, an easily confused number.
Yeah. Although, do not run your frontside bus at 2 gigahertz.
Yeah. I mean, if you do, let me know, because that sounds cool, but, you know. I mean, at the end of the P4 era, they were running like quad-pumped FSBs, weren't they? And you were running like 800 mega transfers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was kind of...
That was Core 2 quad, wasn't it?
That was kind of...
Was Core 2 still running an FSB?
It was running...
Or was it a base
clock and a multiplier?
Yeah, or were they on base clock by then? Yeah. Can anyone confirm when did FSB get phased out?
I presume the frontside bus disappeared with Pentium 4.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
The core architecture got rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm misremembering. Yeah, because I know at some point they were running like quad, you know, because FSB for a long time it was 66, then it was 100, then 133, then Intel went to 200, which was 100 double pumped, and then they went to like quad pumped, which is by pumped it's like was effectively like it was like double data rate, I think, where you weren't actually running the clock that high, you were just accessing multiple times per cycle. IIRC.
What about IRC?
If I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. We're not talking about internet relay chat.
No.
Okay. Well, guess what I'm going to do?
Oh yeah, it was used in Intel processor from Atom 2 Core 2 series, was eliminated in 2009. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rambus takes the evil children games away. Oh no. We don't talk about Rambus. Triple memory motherboard jump scare. Alright. EPS connector. Just going to one-arm that. Come on. In you go. There we go.
Oh, yeah. The frontside bus is a computer communication interface, blah, 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 blah. Typically, you carry data between the CPU and the memory controller hub.
Yes.
So also, if when you took the memory controller off of the motherboard and put it inside the CPU, technically it's no longer a front-side bus.
Yeah, that was it. So actually, I guess that would have been when we went to DDR, now I think about it. Oh, no, forget that, because we were using DDR on... forget that bit. Okay, right. I think I just need to sort out the fans and stick a graphics card in this, and we're basically done. Yeah, all right, let's sort out these fans. What the hell has Corsair done with these? So these fans came with it, and they're bog standard ARGB fans. So, and we've got 3 very roughly daisy... I'm going to unplug all of this. So these are daisy-chained fans with short cables on, and they come with extensions. So they've got short daisy chains and then extensions for your final connection, which is actually quite nice. I quite like that.
According to Wikipedia,
yeah,
the Pentium 4 front-side bus was either 100 or 133 megahertz, with up to 4 transfers per cycle.
Yeah, that would be the quad pump then.
Yeah. The Pentium 4 HT Extreme Edition was 200 megahertz or 266 megahertz.
Oh no, come back. I just shoved all those fan connectors out the way and then still needed them. Stop. Don't go.
No.
Come back.
Oh no.
There you go.
That's humorous. Apparently the Intel Atom still uses a front-side bus. I don't know when this Wikipedia article...
What?
I don't know when this Wikipedia article was written.
That can't be right, because the Atom is an SoC.
But yes, but then you tap on Atom, and it goes to an Intel error page saying, oops, something went wrong.
I'm
see. Like, yes, that's generally the description of Atom.
Zing. Reach that long old arm out and pat yourself on the back. Yeah, that was a funny joke. Okay, right. Plugging all these back in, and now, by whatever means, I seem to be able to shove these wires just under the fans. I don't know where they're going, but they're going out of sight, and that's what I care about. Right, and then we've got ARGB. We've got 1 down the bottom, we've got 2 down the bottom, and there's 1 up the top. So let's plug it in down below.
Oh no, I don't like that. I'm looking at the current Intel Atom page, and it still lists a front-side bus speed.
Whack.
Ah yes, I do love my 441 ball mu FCBGA.
I mean, thinking about this logically though, the Atom is an SoC, a system on a chip. So if it has a CPU and a discrete, if it has a CPU and then it has a separate chipset on die, and the memory controller is in the chipset section of the die, then that means it would need a bus between the CPU cores and the chipset, and that would be your front side bus. So
yes.
Yeah, that's how you would do it.
Oh my god, I forgot that was a thing. There's blimmin' Intel Atom for server.
Integrated systems. Right. Now I just need to do the same with the fans. So plug these back in again. Shove them all out of sight. Right, that's going to go to there. So now just shove all of these down the back there. Where are they going? I don't know, but they're out of sight. Out of sight and out of mind. Thread that through there. Right, have we got a low mount fan? We have, Sysfan 2. I love it. Love to see it. Are these 4-pinners as well? I think they are. Yeah, these are nice looking fans. I think it's fairly appropriate that they've supplied these with just Corsair ARGB fans. They're good fans. They're PWM. They have ARGB, so they can plug directly into the motherboard. Because the only alternative is that Corsair would have had to supply these with a link controller and make them Corsair link fans, and that would have completely blown out the cost of the case. So, which is a problem that Corsair cases have had in the past. So this is a good solution. Right, I'm going to shove in a graphics card and turn this thing on.
Success. But yes, apparently if you wanted to, you could buy an Atom for $300 with 8 cores. In 2022, that only supported DDR4.
Okay. We're sure the government will buy one.
Almost.
Bop.
Clonk.
What a chonker. It's a good looking card.
It's unnecessarily big.
Sure. But bigger is better.
Explain to your case choices.
It's quiet. All right. What do we reckon the power draw is on a 6750 XT? 275? 260?
I'd assume up to 300.
Either way, it'll be happy with a pigtail connector. Anti-sag side support, yes. Which I think we can use on this, actually. I can just nudge that up there.
Which one is this one?
Yeah, that's actually very natty, that anti-sag support. That worked a treat. XFX QICK. I think it's a quick, but they were so fast they took out the U.
Is it the black? Yeah? I think it's the black. You're the one who was looking at the label. Oh, I see. You've stopped looking at the label. That's fine. I can tell you that the TDP is apparently 250 watt.
Yeah, there you go then.
And
right, I'm going to grab the key light and just pull it over just so people can see inside a bit better. Oops. Go. Can I move this without breaking everything in the world? Right.
whack.
Yeah, that'll do.
Apparently there are Windows 7 drivers for this.
Legacy integrated systems. Yep.
I presume only because the Windows 7 driver pack is the same as the Windows 10 driver pack.
Shame the RAM isn't black. Yeah, I agree. That's the problem with having like coloured accents on things. People complain that hardware isn't colourful anymore, but arguably it's a good thing. This is what RGB is for, you know.
Make it all black.
Yeah. Make it all black.
Get rid of the
white.
RGB.
You can have white if you want. Let RGB set the colour.
Get rid of the RGB. or force everyone to agree on a single standard and then actually use it.
Well, ARGB is basically a standard.
Can it supply enough power for me to daisy chain 3 fans?
3 fans, yes, probably, maybe. I don't know. Right.
There seems to be a lack of rugby.
Agreed. Might be waiting for it to post.
You want hot pink RAM? Do you know what you need to do? You need to tell G-Skill for it to go with their neon orange RAM. And you think I'm joking. Genuinely.
We are RAM training.
Yes, this is RAM. Run faster, RAM.
We need a montage. Ugh, don't make me get a monitor. I'd like it to post. If it posts and the fans like, there we go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, goodbye.
Beautiful.
It's.
All right, there we go.
Did it?
BIOS flash time. No, because yeah. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're like at 3 hours and 15 minutes now. So yeah, that's where we're finishing. I will do all of these things before it goes to the customer, obviously. However, yeah, I'm not going to do anything more with it from this. But yeah, we're over 3 hours. It's time to finish up. So yeah. Okay.
It's time to go.
Yes, I have enjoyed this conversation in English.
Excellent.
I thought you were literally just going to go BAM! End. It was like, at least say goodbye. Holy crap. So yeah. All right.
See, Jarili. See, I wasn't lying. You need to tell them. You need to comment on the videos that you'd actually buy it. Just like I have.
Fair enough.
You need to give them the consumer data.
Yeah. All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back next week with something else. Next video in the pipe will be it's another motherboard repair. It's another capacitor. I actually make a joke at the start of the video because I'm really, really funny. But I want to do another like in depth because people really liked the 1 hour walkthrough that I did the last time I did this. So I'm going to do another one of those. So yeah. If you want to hear more of my dumb voice, I'll be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. We're playing Death's Door, which is a really charming Souls-like Metroidvania, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a bird with a sword,
and the way he runs is actually quite endearing.
Yeah.
Pat, 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 pat. Anyway,
his grippers go clink clink on hard surfaces. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Goodbye.